Okay, welcome everyone to the podcast. We are back. We finally have ourselves a guest, and he'll introduce himself, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, yeah, it's Shelton. Yeah, um, I'm 38, um, and recently started training here at the gym with Yoandre, and it's been fun. I'm an engineer, um, so that's basically it. No kids yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. Starting with the marriage first,
Yeah.
and then Michaela
Mm.
like wanted three kids. Like
Okay.
she's a twin,
Ah.
so I said, look, if we have twins to start, then we're gonna have to
Ah.
stop it from there.
Okay. You're not gonna
Otherwise we're
make
gonna have
like three.
problems.
Yeah, three sets. Three
Or maybe we
sets.
have two, and then another two, and then we're gonna have
Ah, man.
problems.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. So how you enjoying the Muay Thai so far?
No, I'm enjoying it. So when I was young, I used to do, the karate and all of that stuff. Yeah, so it was always interesting. Like those were like the movies that we used to
Yeah,
watch
yeah,
most of the time. Karate and guns, so we couldn't find guns, so we had to do kicks and all of that. But then I stopped for a while, and then I think 2019, I found a gym that was doing jiu-jitsu in Sonsro.
Okay,
So
okay.
I went there. I got to like second stripe, I think. Yeah, but then it got too far away.
On
And
a
then,
white belt.
yes, on a white belt.
Okay.
Yeah, so I wasn't, I know like the basics. So, and then from there, I was like, what's the other next best martial arts? And then I found Muay Thai.
Yeah.
This for striking,
Yes.
because jiu-jitsu is like really limited. Like, yeah, you have to be on the ground, this and
Yeah,
that.
there's no striking.
There's
It's like
no strike.
subduing of your
Exactly,
opponent.
exactly.
They say like the jiu-jitsu is a little bit uh, better in like
Mm.
a situation because you get into trouble if you hit someone. But
Mm.
if you subdue them, like you just hold them in a choke or something,
Yeah.
then most of the people that are watching, they don't freak out so much.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
don't get into so much trouble.
That's
So
true.
like myself also, I started with the Muay Thai and
Mm.
I did karate when I was young, but I didn't enjoy it because it's
Mm.
like you do the kata, and I was like, Mom, I don't like this stuff. So I
Yeah.
didn't carry on.
It's like theater or something, like you're acting or something.
Yeah, you do. The one that we did wasn't like fighting per se. It was like a kata where
Mm.
you learn certain moves and then you get to spar, but it wasn't like a real sparring. Really.
Yeah, yeah.
So then I, for a long time, didn't do anything. I was just gymming and stuff. And my friends told me about the Muay Thai.
Mm.
And then they came after me. I started like 2 months before them.
Oh, okay.
And then they were pissed with me because I started without them. And I was like, you guys said you come in, and then 2 months later you only come.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they all left.
Yeah.
And I carried on because
Ah.
I enjoyed the structure. Like
Mm-mm.
the people tell you what to do.
Mm.
They tell you 10 push-ups, and then they like, hey, do it again.
You have to do
again."
it. You have to do it.
And then I was training, and the MMA was like coming up,
Mm.
and there was like a big guy, Ron Potts.
Okay.
He's a EFC fighter. He
Mm.
went to the UFC.
Mm.
I don't think he fights anymore, but
Mm.
they were like, look, Andre, go train with him, go
Mm.
roll with him.
Mm.
Don't let him subdue you or whatever.
Oh, wow.
So that's how I started. Just throw me in there. Went in. I enjoyed it. I've actually behind this wall is my gi
Oh, is it?
with a white belt, 2 stripes.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
But I've done competitions
Yeah.
and stuff, but
Ah.
I don't really enjoy the gi.
Mm.
So I went to the competition, and the coach is like, "Listen, if you come to the competition again, I have to go to the advanced one."
Ah, I see.
I've done quite a few.
Oh, I see. I see.
I've rolled. I got a few medals. Like there's a few medals up there.
Oh, really?
For some of the comps I did.
Nice. Nice.
Like I enjoy it.
Mm.
Just now with the gym, the same time I'm teaching a class is when there is
I see.
jiu-jitsu. So
I see.
I'm gonna go to a morning class here in town.
Mm,
There's a gym that does the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, yeah. Like
So-
I found jujitsu it's interesting because like I have a problem with getting out of my brain. So
Yes.
yeah, like I don't even know I have a leg. I just see it, but so I struggle like I'm so disconnected. So
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu is good with that because then you can connect. Like I think all martial arts except for the really stupid ones, but You
There's
can,
some ones that are a bit silly.
yeah.
Like they're silly in the sense that you can't go ha to me and I'm gonna fall over.
like,
Please,
like
don't
no
call that a
man,
martial art. Yeah.
no man.
We silly now.
Yeah. No, some of it is just it's too much. You can't use it anyway. Like
Yeah.
I was looking at like MMA that you were talking about. So, like, what is the most useful thing you can do in there? You can do jiu-jitsu and you can do Muay
Yes.
Thai and you'll survive.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So if that can survive in the ring, then in the street, like most of us, like I am not looking at, because I started this a bit late in my
Yes.
life. I'm not looking to like compete as such.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm looking for like self-defense. It's
Yes.
like what you were talking about on the other podcast. I don't remember which one. About being a warrior in a
Yeah.
garden, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That
It's true. It's
that
really true.
than being like a gardener and all of a sudden there's war and you're like, what the
Like
fuck?
I garden and I'm happy with that. Like I would garden more than fighting, but the thing is, sometimes the fight comes to you.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't
yeah.
Look for it. But
Exactly.
It comes to you, and then if you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. At least, like for me, I'm not gonna go and smash someone and elbow the shit out of them, but
Yeah.
I will be able to defend myself
Yeah.
if they come too close or if they grab onto you and so on. The jiu-jitsu I find as well is it helps you connect with your body
Yeah, for sure.
because obviously you got to be able to put this leg there and wrap this leg around there and so on. So
Yeah, for
we
sure.
actually, I don't know if you were here, but we had a jiu-jitsu coach.
Ah, is it? No, I
And-
wasn't here by then.
So he was training 2 days here and then 2 days at another gym.
Okay.
And then he, I don't know what happened. I asked him if he wanted to do more, and then he's like, no, he's just going to do the 2. And then he landed up doing more sessions at the other gym. So he stopped here. And then he was
Oh.
going to come back, but he's like, no, he wants students before he comes.
Oh, I see.
So I said, look, you can't have students before you come. You got to build your students.
Yeah, you have to, yeah.
So that didn't happen. But we had it for a little while, and then we had some rolling here and stuff. I'm looking for another coach,
I
but
see.
at the moment, it's just the
Yeah.
entire. But you know,
Yeah.
I need a dedicated coach. Like myself, I know. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna be here. I'm going to teach.
Yeah.
Brett's here. He's doing the functional. I know he's here. The jiu-jitsu coach and the boxing coaches were a bit like,
Oh, here and there.
yeah, it's maybe not their fault. Maybe it's just circumstances.
Yeah, you need some kind of dedication because there's also a difference in gyms. Like there's gyms that are hardcore,
Yes.
and then there's gyms that are for show,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So so that's what I look for. Like in a gym, it has to be like hardcore.
Yeah.
You know, when you're training, I mean. You obviously get injured. Like we came to get injured, yeah. Like,
Contact
like
sport.
we were there and we were safe, right? And then we came here and then we want to train and then we want to be safe. Yeah, we want to be safe when training, but we're looking for the pain. That's the thing. Yeah, because like my job, I'm sitting at a desk, you know, doing. I mean, it's not. It's just there's no activity there,
Yeah.
right? But when you come here, you get a skip rope, and I mean the skip rope can injure you. So
It kills your toe.
you start from there. So yeah. So I think it's they have to be like what you're saying. They have to, if they're dedicated, then I mean people will show up. Yeah.
People come and go. Like there's students. I just say there's 2 students because I've been doing it for a while. So when you become a coach, you see there's 2 types of students. There's
Yeah.
students that come and they keep coming, and they just here to train.
Yeah.
They maybe want to be somewhere one day, but they mostly to train.
Yeah.
Then I have some students, like I have new students, mostly young guys. They're like, when can they fight? What weight are you? How many fights have you had?
Yeah.
Like asking everyone when they're fighting, how many, which is fine.
Yeah.
But you have to go through the process.
Yeah.
I can put you in a fight. Come, put your gloves on. I'll fight you. And then we'll see. You're going to be hurt.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to enjoy it because
That's true.
someone beat your ass.
Yeah.
So if you just take the process, like for me, I wanted to fight. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do the 6 months of training, and then I'm going to do and then I'll go straight to fighters class. And that's what I did. So
Yeah.
I was at the other gym, went straight to fighters class, and I wasn't, I didn't do any of the advanced class.
Okay.
I went straight to fight. And for 2 years,
Wow.
there was 20 fighters. They
Wow.
fucked me up.
Wow.
One guy would hit me somewhere, other guy would see another gap. Every day I got winded. Some
Wow.
oak kneed me right in the nose.
Oh.
After the coach is like, listen, no straight knees. He comes in there. "Dwah!"
Oh.
I couldn't even finish the class.
Oh.
So it takes time.
And that must have been hard for you because
That was killer.
like you don't see anything coming. Like here on, when was it? The last class I was in was it Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sparring with Lukaya.
Yes.
He gave me like they were not like they didn't hit
The
my
elbows,
face,
yeah.
but it was like 4 elbows I didn't see at
Very
all.
quick, very quick.
And I was like, what's happening? And then the like knees, I couldn't see the knees coming. So I know I'm a bit slow and sluggish, which I'm trying to get rid of. But that was too quick.
Yeah.
So I imagine you, and I've been training with you for like a year, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you did it for like 6 months, and then you went to fighting. You know, that must have been hard.
Yeah, it was killer because the coach came to me and he said, "Look here, you look like a good fighter, like 'cause I was tall." He says they always want tall fighters, and I was planning on going, but I was like gonna maybe train in the other class for a bit, and then go to the fighters class.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Hey, come check it out." So I was like, "Okay, I'll go straight to the class."
Yeah.
First day, couldn't finish the class.
Wow.
So, need me, and for the 6 months you don't clinch.
Okay.
So we went
Oh.
straight. I went straight to a class for clinching.
Oh.
We clinch. The guy fucks me up. He's
Wow.
same weight as me, same height.
Wow.
And then I came back. But the thing is, what the fighters like is, or what they want is, they want you to come back the whole time.
Okay.
If you come for a week, they don't talk to you. They just hit you.
Wow.
And that you got to like kind of build up that
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah.
They want to see that you come back.
Okay.
So after 2 years of coming, finally the guy started being like, "Hey, do this or do that or hold like this,"
Oh shit.
because they want that like camaraderie or brotherhood.
Yeah,
type of thing. They
yeah.
want to trust you that, hey, if I train with you, I can trust you're not gonna hit me somewhere stupid.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna elbow me. You're not gonna do like a move that could hurt me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I fight is okay. We got only a small class, but they have to trust each other.
Yeah.
Like that's why I don't let you guys do straight knees sometimes because the straight knee is so dangerous. It's just nuts. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't.
and that's
it doesn't
not
go
nice.
anywhere else. No,
That's
it's
not
fun.
nice. Yeah, like it's like you know, all those movies we watch. Like I always tell everyone I meet, like let's say you want to learn something, right? It's the same lesson. So you can't go in there, you don't know anything.
Yes.
So you just have to listen. So
Yeah.
if someone says, remember these old Chinese movies when this guy goes to the master and then he says, I want to train, and then this guy is like, fetch some water or
Yeah.
just sit there, you know, for like 3 weeks. He's just
Yes.
doing, you know, useless shit, and then he's sitting there and all of that. So that's what I always do. So if someone is training me on anything, right, you have to be the fool. Play the
Yeah.
fool because you don't know
Be the fool
anything.
first, yeah.
Yes, and then you learn whatever you learn, and then you can ask like, if I start asking you like, I think I asked you maybe after like 3 or 4 months because I had no questions. Like, if you don't know anything, what are you gonna ask?
Yeah.
Nothing, right? So you're with them. So it's like when I say this, people freak out because I say if you're learning something, you have to worship whoever is giving it to you.
Yeah.
So when I say worship, people are like, what are you talking about? But the thing is, like, do whatever they say, right? And then after that, you can start asking questions
Yeah.
because what are you asking?
No,
you
it's
don't know
true.
anything.
It's
You know.
true.
Some-
Like I didn't. I think when I started, I didn't have any questions. I don't think I asked my coach many questions. I just showed up. Whatever he was teaching for the day, I trusted that he thought that that's what we needed for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Like, okay, we're not fit. He once chucked me out of the class, and he said, "Go back to the advanced class."
Yeah?
Because he said my fitness was low,
Oh,
and he was cross with me.
oh,
So he sent me to the advanced class, and I had to train in there.
Yeah.
He said I have to be the hardest trainer in that class.
wow,
So no matter what anyone else is doing, I had to be better than them, beating them the whole
wow,
time.
wow.
And then after a while, he's like, "Okay, you can come back." Like after 2-3 weeks,
Oh,
he
shit.
said I can come back to class.
Oh,
And then sometimes he would be like, "Hey, you're not hitting hard enough." Like there was ladies training, and he explained to me that these ladies are fighters. They're not men or women or kids in class. They are fighters. And if you are hitting them not properly, you don't have to knock them out, but you need to give them a little bit more.
yeah.
You're doing them injustice.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's
then
true.
he kicked me out again.
That's true. That's true. Like I also like when we're training. I always appreciate there's I won't name them, but there's a few guys who are like they go hard, just a bit hard. You know?
Yeah.
Because that's you need that.
Yes,
You know,
no, you do,
you go
you do.
soft, you do this, you know what, you're lazy and
Yes.
whatever. You learn nothing. But if you get a proper kick, a proper one, then you know you need to defend yourself.
You know why the funny thing is, like also when I started training, I didn't ask questions because I realized that what they are showing me, I might not know what it's for.
Yeah.
But when something happens for real, I have it.
Yeah.
You can't do it the other way around. You can't get kneed in the face and then be shown how to defend it. You first need to be able to defend it.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the guys can hit you hard.
Yeah, yeah. That's
So
true.
for my philosophy is, like for the sparring especially,
Yeah.
I don't care about body shots. Win the guy, fine. Kick his leg, he limps, it's fine. But don't hit each other in the head so hard because most of you guys aren't fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
And head injuries are like, I was listening to a podcast with this neurosurgeon guy on, and he said even water skiing
Yeah.
can give you brain damage.
Wow.
Because of all the bouncing the whole time.
Really?
Yeah. Well, this is the
Wow.
like obviously there's a chat to be had, but he said that even that can cause brain damage. So
Oh,
I
that's
like
bad.
the guys to go light because then you can all work on your moves.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you can kick the shit out of each other. I don't care, as long as it's not to the head.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
the only thing like I always try
Yeah.
to hold the guys off on. And like Lakaya, he is now on the level where he can tag mostly anyone,
Yeah.
but he hasn't dropped his power. So
No.
sometimes he's hitting the people. Yesterday, he hit the one back. I was like, Lakaya, what the fuck are you doing? This guy is not even on your level. You're just smashing him in the head.
Yeah, but it's
So
it's
but it's part of
yeah.
the process.
Yeah, yeah,
It's,
it is.
But you have to take the burn after you do the damage.
Yeah, that's true.
how it is.
That's true. Yeah, and also the other thing, I heard what you were saying about. So that's something else that's interesting for me. Like when I came here, like the first 2 months were like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was serious.
eh? The
I
first 2
didn't know what to do. I was like, should I go? Should I like every time I have to go to the gym? I'm thinking. Then I just I just take myself by surprise. Get the keys, get the whatever. I'm
go.
in the car.
Yes,
Okay, so
yeah.
I have to go.
That's
right?
just the way. Just shut up.
Yeah, yeah.
Just shut up.
So then when you're on the bag and you're throwing, right? You need some kind of I don't know what to call it, some kind of darkness, right? Because
Exactly.
like you're there, and you need to take it from somewhere. So
Yes.
you're there and you're thinking, shit, I'm tired. But then you think about something silly or something that you didn't like that happened like 10 years ago, and suddenly you're back.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
So that's always interesting for me. So have you ever had like something like that? Like you can't go on, or you can go on, but you taking your, like, you have to go into your emotions somehow, and find like the power to.
So there's like, when I started fighting, the reason I wanted to fight is because I was just angry.
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
have, like, maybe it's not a real thing, maybe it's a thing. I have ADHD, and you just have just these things, stupid things, and overthink things. So
Yeah.
I wanted to fight.
Yeah.
So when I fought, I was like, every time I fight, a piece of my anger disappeared. So I was like, that's good. I'm fine. I'm happy to fight. So it's always also an emotional thing.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
find the guys that are not good fighters, they have no deep emotions to draw
That's
on.
true. That's true.
So not to say that I wish people had trauma, but you need a little bit of something.
That's true.
Otherwise, you're not a good fighter.
Yeah, that's
Most
true.
of the good fighters have had like crazy childhoods, or
Yeah.
some, like there's a UFC fighter now that just won the belt from Adesanya.
Uh-huh.
And he makes a joke that if you want to be a good fighter, you need your dad to beat you.
Oh, yeah.
So not that my dad beat me, but my dad wasn't really there. So you have, obviously you have anger.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
for sure, for
And
sure.
when I fought, I made sure I followed the rules. I never cheated, and I never beat a bad sportsman. But I'll hit the shit out of you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it's a good release.
It
and
is.
Then my last one or two fights, I think the last one, I didn't really want to fight anymore. I realized that afterwards.
Oh.
And so you always have this emotional thing. But now when I train, I have an emotional thing, but it's not as enough to be like, okay, I want to get into this fight.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I'm
for
gonna
sure.
go at someone.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you always got like something deep. Like some days I'll see the fighters and they're pissing me off because
Yeah, yeah.
I'm like, guys, you need to dig deep.
Yeah, that's true.
So they don't dig deep. I put my pads on and I'm like, let me dig deep for you. And then I beat them. Not to the head, but like Robin and Lakaya there, I go for them. Robin's tired. I'm like, come, hit him and go for him.
Yeah,
So
it's
you got
true.
to
And
some emotional things.
yeah, and it only happens when you like hit rock bottom. Like
Yeah.
if you can still breathe, then everything is fine. You're like, yeah, that's fine.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Actually.
But then when you're like really tired and you can't get up, then you just go in there, you pull some demon out of there, and then you have
Exactly.
to get up.
That's the thing. Like you're scared to get there because you don't know what it's about. But just like I tell the fighters, you have to get there in the training because when it happens in the fight, you're either going to give up or you're going to be like, oh, I've been here before.
Yeah.
I pull out this rabbit out of the hat. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, that's true.
And then you go, like Lakaya and I, if he's tired or I tag him a few times, then he goes like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
he's like, comes back to life.
It's different actually. Like from the first time I came and now he's different. Like this guy I get here and he's been in the class, and then you fighting him and you're like, where is this guy getting the strength? So yeah, that's nice
like
to watch.
it's a mental thing. So he's a very nice guy. Like outside the gym, I doubt you'll ever see him fight anyone. So it's difficult to try to like get that level to someone.
Yes,
Like
yes.
You're not telling them to be an evil person.
Yes,
but
yes.
they need to be aggressive in class, no matter what.
Yeah.
You're tired. Fuck, you're tired. 10 more push-ups. Go. 100 more kicks. Go. So it's like your mental capacity comes up. I always find that the guys that do the fighters, when they do anything else in their life, they can push through anything.
That's true.
They like succeed in, like a lot of the fighters that used to fight, they don't fight maybe anymore, but their personal lives have increased dramatically.
That's
and
true.
They're able to push through things. Their business has grown.
Yeah.
Or, there's one lady here. She's a German-based DJ. She was fighting, and she was in a company, and she was obviously, everyone has different emotions and stuff in class.
Yeah.
But fighters was the worst. Then everything else she did was almost like nothing.
Yeah.
Going strong at the top of her
That's
game.
very true.
And, no one's going to tell her, you can't do this because you maybe a girl, maybe you guy, or you don't belong here. She just goes.
Yeah.
Which is, I enjoy it too because it helped me as well. Like I run this business, but fighting is harder than running a business.
That's true. Yeah.
Someone's going to knock you out.
Yeah, for sure. Like if someone doesn't buy something, you're just sitting there. But yeah, you can't breathe.
Yeah.
You can't breathe. That's like
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like dying. So
It takes you back to maybe when, like, I don't know how long ago, 100, 200, 300 years ago.
Yeah.
That's all you had. If you don't catch that animal, you starve.
You die.
Exactly.
You die. So yeah, that's interesting. On that, I noticed the same thing. So it's like what you're talking about, therapy, right? So like when you're doing cardio, you're doing something like, I swear, the moment I walk in here, right, and I get out, I think about nothing.
Yes.
Like my brain is just dead.
Yeah,
I'm just doing something, and then after that, then I can start thinking, which is fine. And also, like what you're saying, like in other areas of your life, those things are not hard. Most things are not hard. Like you can plow through them, but yeah, that teaches you. So you're fighting against like your brain. You're fighting against your brain. You're fighting against your body.
Exactly.
So it's something else. It cannot happen anywhere else. Yeah. So that's why we always come back. Like I always ask myself, like, why do I come back? But you come back and you get better. So the way I was feeling when I started, I felt like dying. I think, always when we finished, I would lie on the floor for like 15 minutes. But now it's better. Like I'm getting used to it. My body's getting used to it.
Exactly.
So it's really interesting. And it's for us men. I don't know about women, right? For men, there's no excitement in life anymore. You don't go out hunting. You don't do anything. You're
Maybe
sitting.
not ladder hunt. It's
Exactly.
frowned upon or something.
Yeah, you're sitting on your desk. You get up. Like we don't process emotions the same way women process emotions. We have to get it out.
Yeah, you got to do something. Like I tell guys, the best thing is you can come here, you can hit things and not get into trouble.
Yeah.
So you can take it all out, even if you don't know what you're doing. Just hit the bag.
Yeah.
And like my coach also told me the same as you said. When you leave, you don't think about anything. My coach said as soon as you touch the door of the gym,
Yeah.
that's when you leave your shit.
Yeah.
And then when you go out, you pick it up again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you find out that the stuff that you were worrying or the stuff that you put down, you're like, I don't have to take that with me. It's difficult to get that into people's head because all they're thinking about is, it's difficult. Oh, I'm tired. Yeah, you're going to be tired. Like, I get tired too. I have to teach people how to use their bodies.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
explain to them why exercising, whatever you do, find anything, like run, walk, whatever. It's just a release.
Yeah.
Like, I know Michaela, she says she doesn't have the same thing, like it's not like aggression, but afterwards, after hitting the bag and stuff, then she doesn't have any other emotions maybe of people that would say that like basically will judge your body. So obviously in school people might say X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
So Michaela from training, she doesn't tell herself these things anymore. She doesn't remember these silly things that people say, and that is a plus.
Yeah.
So
It
if
is.
it's just that one thing, I mean, it's worth it.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
that's what she does with the training. So obviously it's different for everyone.
Yes. For sure.
The ladies that train, they getting in shape and tone, but the guys are just wanting to like,
Yeah.
like it's a different, but we can all do it together.
Yeah.
Have a release because again, we obviously have to progress in society, but we don't do anything like physical or nothing gets that emotion. We have that adrenaline.
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
it inside
Yeah,
of
yeah,
us,
yeah,
but
for
we
sure.
never use it because you go to your office, you drive normal to work, you don't like speed, no one's trying to catch you, and I think cause I did a lot of like I would say maybe adrenaline jobs.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I worked on response. So
Wow.
I catch like literally had my gun, bulletproof vest every day.
Really?
12-hour shifts.
Oh man.
We work with the police often. So they
uh.
would say, hey, this person's going, like I've chased with like cars and
Yeah.
we caught these poachers
Uh.
and I ran in the bush chasing a guy that stole a woman's
Yeah, man,
handbag.
what?
So it's pretty
That sounds like
mad
fun.
stuff.
That sounds fun.
Exactly. So, but other people would be like, my mom was always like, she's so scared.
Yeah.
Like the one place was getting robbed.
Yeah.
They always hit this one liquor store.
Oh.
It's right on the west coast, right?
Yeah.
So they come in, they break the door,
Yeah.
they park their car there, they just chuck all this expensive alcohol in,
What?
and they go.
So they're not stealing money, they're stealing alcohol.
Stealing alcohol, like all the Johnny Walker blue
yeah.
and red
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So we get a call that this shop is being hit. Now they got like assault rifles, AK, they got
What?
I think like a R1, it's like the South African
Sure.
guns.
Yeah.
I just have my bulletproof. I don't have my gun yet.
Oh, man.
I'm on my way there already. They like, Jandre, don't go. I'm like, I didn't hear you. But by the time I got there, it was all over. So they stole the guy's car.
Wow.
They had these 2 automatic guns.
Yeah.
But it's just sometimes danger. Danger is probably a bad word.
Yeah.
It's not even the thrill. It's just you have that in you.
Yeah.
And I had this call into like, I'll go there. Like,
Yeah.
I'll catch this person.
Yeah.
Like, I once chased a criminal for like 5 hours.
What?
He kept jumping over walls and then hiding. He jumps another wall when we find him. And
So this was on foot.
This was on foot, yeah.
Wow.
Because, so the armed response company that I worked for, it was armed response, and they would patrol the complexes.
Okay.
So they would enforce, say, if you're in a complex and it's like you can't park here, instead of you going to knock on the guy's door, we'd go knock on the door,
Okay.
and then we would like
Okay.
either they would get a fine or a warning, and we would say, obviously politely, to move and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'd be on foot a lot, and sometimes you're on foot and you just see things.
Yeah, for sure.
And a few times I saw this one guy he's like walking around this building, his bag's empty. He pops out the other side, his bag's bulging. I look at him, he looks at me, he runs. I chased him, and I found that he stole all this washing off
Shit,
this washing
man.
lines. So I was just standing there. I wasn't doing shit. It just happened to be there. So it's just things. A lot of things just happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're in the right place at the right
Yeah,
time.
yeah. I always say also, like what you're talking about, the rush. So when I go out, right, I go out maybe with my wife. We go to the mountain, we go to the
Yes.
beach. Then yeah, we're just walking around. That's fine. When I go with the guys, let's say we go up the mountain or whatever, it's like maybe 3, 4 guys.
Yeah.
Yo, the shit we're doing up there. Because like one guy goes there, take a picture of me here. Then you're like, what about there? What about there? You know, and then can I jump from there to there?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean people get injured and all of that, but it's the thrill. So yeah, so you need like a bit of danger, you know, to just
I
keep
don't
you
think
alive.
that's a bad thing. Like,
Yeah.
like if as long as it's not you're not trying to be malicious. It's more you're having fun with your friends, or you just testing yourself.
Yeah.
Because we humans, otherwise what are we doing? We're just chilling. We capable of doing all these things.
Yeah, for sure.
And yet we kind of just like, let's just put that to the side.
Yeah.
So Michaela always telling me stuff like, she'll tell me, she'll let me do whatever, but if there's something like she's really like, oh, it's a bit dangerous, then she'll tell me. But she still says all the time, I can't control genre.
Yeah. For
He
sure.
does whatever. But sometimes she'll be like, no, you can't do that. Because I'll suggest something crazy that I want to do. Not with her. Like,
Yeah.
if she doesn't want to do it, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, I wonder if I can. And then she'll be like, no. She'll be like, no. It's too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, because you just want to get the excitement there, man. Like,
Yeah,
so
nothing wrong with it. I don't
no, there's nothing wrong.
think
So
you're not hurting anyone.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah,
yourself, but that's if I hurt myself, I'm fine.
yeah,
I'm not
that's
hurting
good. I
anyone
mean,
else.
yeah, if you're not gonna die, then it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
So I wanted to hear also. So your fighting journey. I've heard just a few things that you were
Yeah.
saying in the. So I heard about when you went to is it Thailand? Thailand
For fighting or
for
for
fighting.
training?
For fighting. You told
It's
about
probably
this.
Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you? When did you stop like competing?
So before the arm response, I was at a gym,
Uh-huh.
and it was a Muay Thai gym, like a big Muay Thai gym, but like, I don't really want to mention the
Okay, that's
names.
fine.
I'll tell you later. But I was at the gym, and it was always politics, and I knew about the politics. So what I decided is, this is the best Muay Thai gym in Cape Town. I knew that for a fact, no matter what anyone said at that time. Maybe now it's not. But at that time, it was the only place where you could fight Muay Thai. Everyone else was doing kickboxing. And I was like, I don't do kickboxing. I want to do Muay Thai. So I was training there. And I was there for about 10, 12 years. And from the first 6 months, I did the grading. And then I went straight to fighters. And then 2 years, I trained.
Yeah.
And then I went, and then I was basically, the coach is like, hey, he's going to give me some fights. So when I went to Malaysia, that was my second world champs.
Okay.
The first one, I went to Uzbekistan.
Okay. Yes, you said you
And
talked about that.
The Malaysian one is the second one where I got a medal. And I actually, after I broke my leg. So that was like my comeback.
I see.
I broke my leg. I had a fight with, I can't remember the gentleman's name. I elbowed him, I cut him open, he was bleeding everywhere.
Sure.
And I got my SA colors. And then I went to World Champs. And then unfortunately, one of my cousins came to train. And the coach just seemed to have something against him. Always like saying snide remarks or whatever. And then he was saying he's a spy. I was like, what are you talking about? And he would phone and chat to him at like 3 o'clock in the morning and talk shit. And I was like, then I heard and I read the messages and I was like, look, I can't stand for this anymore. Like my family comes first.
Yeah.
So I left the gym at that time. And then that's when I started doing arm response. And then I had the gym at the arm response. And then the funny thing is, because my family owns the arm response, they fucked me over too. The people I left for to like be like, hey, I'm your, like, I got your back.
Shit, man.
They didn't have my back. But you know, things happen.
Yeah.
It's more to do with them than it was me. They were upset that I was going to be leaving, so they couldn't get the easy training. You know, like at work, and there's my gym.
Oh, I see.
Or the gym's just around the corner from me, and so on.
Yeah.
So that's when I left, and then I did 2 kickboxing fights then against the same opponent.
Okay.
And beat me twice at the same move.
Oh.
The spinning heel kick
Oh,
to the
shit.
liver.
Oh, shit.
Jesus, I
Oh,
tell you,
shit.
I've never been knocked out.
They say that's
but
nasty.
I think I'd
The-
rather be knocked out.
The liver kick. I saw someone there. I don't know which
It was
fight I was
bad.
watching.
One of the South African fights.
I don't remember.
Maybe it's the TFP ones.
Yeah, I saw this guy got hit
Yes.
here and then he was like straight down.
So it's Thai-holics.
Okay.
They have the TFP, which is the Thai-holics fight promotions.
Okay.
And the guy that was fighting is some karate champ. He's like 100 fights. First round, the karate dude gets knocked down.
Yeah.
Right? I was refereeing the fight. I was like, oh, okay, I thought the fight's done. Second round, the coach is shouting, don't play with this guy.
Yeah.
There comes the spinning heel kick.
Oh, shit.
Guy gets hit. He goes down like squirming.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I feel so bad because I know what it feels like.
What is that? Is it like physical pain? What is it?
So supposedly, when I researched it, like
Yeah.
I researched stuff and then I remember certain facts about
Okay.
it. We go back to it and check it. But the main story is when you get hit in the liver,
Yeah.
it supposedly releases a chemical or an enzyme
Okay.
that is not physical pain. It's the release of this chemical enzyme
Okay.
that basically shuts your body down.
Shit.
That's why liver shots are very, very effective. If you're going to hit the guy in the body, usually you would hit him in the solar plex, you wind him, or at the bottom left,
Yeah.
bottom right, sorry.
Yeah.
Your liver is like across here.
Yeah, yeah.
So when you stand left leg forward and you throw that low uppercut
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hook thing right above your hip, that's why you're like, ooh,
Nice.
because it releases a little bit. But when you hit it full on, like you get a heel there,
Oh,
then it's like crippling pain.
sure.
It's I would say it's similar to being hit in the nuts, as in you can't do anything, you can't
Yeah,
move. It's
yeah.
just shockingly
Yeah,
instant
you
pain.
just go on the ground and
So
that's
he
it.
was like squirming, but
Shit.
I knew it was a liver shot. So the doctor came in and stuff. But after about a minute or two, it
Yeah.
subsides. But
Yeah.
what does happen sometimes is, if you like, okay, I can take it,
Yeah.
and you stand up,
Yeah.
it hits you again.
Oh,
So in my second fight, where I got hit in the liver,
yeah.
I stood up after 6 seconds, and then it just hit me again. I
Oh.
was like, "Ooh." So I didn't make it through.
Sure.
But the first one that the guy hit me with in my first fight against him, he loaded that thing up, fourth round, and
Shit.
I was like obviously tired already, so I was maybe holding my stomach tight.
Shit.
And I was on the ground, I was squirming, you literally kick.
Wow.
That's what happens. It's
That's
so much.
bad.
It's like, 'cause you also can't breathe.
That's bad.
So you're like winded and you're in pain. So it's a terrible pain.
Wow.
I don't think I've felt anything worse than that.
But what is like what is going through your mind? Let's say because like being in a fight, that's hard.
Yeah,
that's
it
hard.
is.
Like what's going through your mind? Let's say you like I saw I don't know how many fights. I think 2 fights that I saw on your on
on our channel.
on the Top
Yeah.
Primate channel. So I went there, and then I was like, what are these guys thinking? So what are you thinking? So first time you get in the ring, then you're fighting this guy, and you get like a proper shot. What are you thinking in between? Like, how do you handle that?
Yeah. So I can tell you, just the funny thing is,
Yeah.
the kickboxing fights that I
Yeah,
had,
yeah.
those are the only 2 fights that I felt anything, as in pain. So
Wow.
I watch the fights and I
Yeah.
see like, I don't remember that or that or that.
Yeah.
During the fight, it's like your adrenaline or whatever, focus or adrenaline or your training or your conditioning, but I felt nothing.
Oh.
I get hit, you just either you go down or you keep fighting. It's like it's a difficult thing to explain because it's everyone has a different thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me personally, when I fought, I would watch the fights afterwards and I would see maybe I get hit with something that looked hard, but it wasn't sore. And after the fight, you feel everything. You feel like you being in a car accident.
Sure.
So
That's serious.
sometimes I would fight and I wouldn't feel nothing. Then I watch the fight and I'm like, I did take some shots and guy got me with that. But again, I can't tell you if it's just adrenaline or focus or your conditioning. But obviously when you train to get hit and hit back.
Yeah, yeah,
straight
for
away.
sure. Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
So you also train to like don't show pain.
Mm.
So you get hit, you must keep the face.
Yeah, that's
Your
hard.
your fight face. It's very difficult.
Yeah, yeah.
So that some people struggle with that.
Mm.
Their fight face goes when they get hit, and then that's how the other fighter gets that second win.
Yeah.
And he just tries to unload.
Yeah, he
on
knows. I mean, he gets encouraged. Like, this
Exactly.
guy's already
Yeah.
going. Like,
The guy's like, okay, I can put him away.
yeah.
So for me, when I fought, like I would see the punches, I would get hit, but I wouldn't necessarily feel them as much. Like I've been knocked down in fights, and I just get up. It's strange because I've seen myself in the video get knocked down, and then I just got up, and I'm like, I don't even remember why I went down.
Wow.
Your legs just kind of go under you, and then you get up, and then sometimes like if the ref sees you wobbling, or if he pulls on you and you just like floppy, he obviously caused the fight.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
But I've seen myself get hit and drop to the ground, and not in the video, not even realize that happened in the fight.
Wow.
I was just like, oh, I must have slipped. Like I didn't,
Sure.
but it was definitely I got knocked down. So
Wow.
depending on what you get hit, like the one day that a guy elbowed me, I had like flipping size of an egg on my head. He elbowed me on the side of my head,
Oh, shit.
and only after the fight I felt it or even realized it.
Whoa.
I think it's like you just go.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Again, that's part you have. Everyone has it in them. Like even though they might think they don't, when stuff goes to the dead end, you think
Yeah, yeah.
that's all. You know, you always got.
There's
that
something
little bit
left. Yeah, for
like
sure.
I read and I follow David Goggins.
Oh, yeah.
And he always
Oh,
talks
guys,
about.
guy's hard.
That's why when I train you guys, I'm like, man, you guys are gonna remember me. So that I take his like some of these.
Yeah,
training where he
that
says,
guy's mad.
You must keep. You must take a piece of their soul. So when I train the guys, I'm like, I want some souls, guys. I want some souls.
Did you hear about this? I always bump into his because I follow him. I think it's in Instagram.
Yes,
So I
yeah,
always I bump into his reel or something, and he's running. This other time he was talking about how he got into this marathon or
Yes.
whatever, and then he was running in it. I don't know how many kilometers, but insane number of kilometers. And then
Ultra marathons. That's
yeah,
his thing,
shit. And then he says this other time I ran, and then I couldn't run anymore. And then he said he pissed himself,
Yeah.
shit himself,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all of that. I was like, oh, this guy.
I think so. In his book, he does an audio book.
Ah, okay.
Very fascinating because he's got a guy to read it for him.
Uh-huh.
But then every now and then, the guy will kind of break the story and ask him a question.
Ah,
And then David Goggins jumps in
Nice.
and actually explains it. So that might have been the race where he wanted to do an ultra.
okay.
So he couldn't get the entry because
Okay.
he had never done an ultra. So he said,
Okay.
what do I have to do? He said, you have to enter this race. You have to basically run for 24 hours. So he just got a camping chair. He went to like a game, like
Yeah.
whatever I don't know what they call it. I can't remember now.
Like a zoo or something, like
No,
a
like
safari.
No, like a shop. Like we got game.
Oh, okay.
don't
Okay.
know,
Walmart.
Yeah. So he said he bought some crackers and protein shakes,
Yeah.
but like mass builder protein
Yeah.
shakes.
Yeah.
And then he did this 24-hour race.
Wow.
Just ran.
Wow.
No help, no anything. His kidneys shut down. He was
Shit.
being like brown because his kidneys,
Shit.
he all his toenails fell off. But he wanted to do this race. And the guy said, because ultramarathons are, he says, they're a bit cocky. Everyone wants to run until you're doing,
Yeah.
go that 50 kilometers, and then you're like, fuck this. So he was a Navy SEAL, so he has this like strong mentality.
Yeah, yeah.
Trains, did the race, but he was all messed up afterwards.
Oh.
And then he got the entry.
Oh,
And now
shit.
he does like these mad ultras,
Yeah.
but he
24
kind of
hours.
goes into this zone where nothing matters. And
Yeah.
even when he was a SEAL, he explains in the book, he basically said that when he was training, like everyone was dead and beat, and he was like, that's where he gets that, who's going to carry the boats?
Shit.
So they have to do this like lifts,
Yeah.
and the coaches were trying to break him or something.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, fuck you. I'm not going to let you break me. So he
Sure.
started like, his team started chanting, "Who's gonna carry the boats?" and like going, and they got this
Shit.
like up, and basically they said he took a piece of the coach's soul then,
Shit.
because the coach had nothing to throw at them that could break them anymore.
Wow.
They were just going bap bap bap.
Shit, I never want to meet these videos or whatever, because I mean, you see one and you're lying on the couch and you're like,
Yeah.
fuck, what am I doing with my
Yeah,
life?
yeah.
Now you get up and then you're like, let me just do like 30 burpees
Exactly.
just to let it go.
So he's like, I do like he doesn't believe in motivation. Like I don't either. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
come, I will train you. But I ain't gonna phone you. I'm not gonna motivate you
Yeah.
because it's for you, for yourself.
Yeah, it's your mind.
So,
Yeah.
so he's just got, he already had like a mad messed up childhood. So he's got all this fuel
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so on.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, he likes to motivate himself, and he's happy that other people get motivated by it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, but his mentality is
Sure.
he can do anything. Like the body can do it, and
Okay.
he's. So I always take what he's doing, and I wouldn't do an ultra marathon, but I use it as like, okay, I can stay in shape. If this guy can go from what he had
Yeah.
and what he was doing,
Yeah.
discrimination, because in when he was in school, he
Yeah.
was in like a crazy white area.
Like the
even
Triple
though-
K, what
exactly
those guys.
all, and even though like racism or that the legal side of it was, you're not allowed to do it anymore. He was the only African in his school,
Yeah.
and the guys would give him hell
Yeah,
all the
for
time.
sure.
They would chase him, like ride their cars and chase him
Sure.
and call him, and racial slurs the whole time. So he said he used that. He uses that to build and give himself fuel.
Yeah.
But he overcame everything.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
the Navy SEALs, they try to like get him out because again, he was. They just didn't like his. They didn't like his personality, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think he's one of the, like, you had to like, not like put them in a criteria, but he's an extremist more.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
most people would do, okay, I'm in shape, I can run, I can do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
But he will go that like.
Yeah,
extra,
he
extra
goes
mile.
extra. He
Yeah.
goes extra. Like this guy is just like
Yeah.
jogging all the time. He's doing.
Exactly.
I saw him. He had the world record
Yes,
for
for
push.
pull-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then some other guy somewhere beat him. I think he's got the new world record.
Yeah.
And this guy was. I saw him and he was like, you see, when you got a record and someone else you're sleeping and this guy is. I was like, what the hell?
That's funny. That's funny.
Someone else is beating your, removing your whatever record. But yeah, he's he's extreme for sure.
He talks about his the pull-up record,
Yeah.
his first attempt, and like, the things he was doing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
So on and so on. And I admire it also because not that I want to be like, I think armies are silly because killing other humans.
Yeah.
But I would love to have done the Navy SEAL training, like that. Just being able to push yourself through that. I was always like, I'd watch the movies, watch documentaries. I'm like, fuck, if this was inside Africa,
You'd go there.
I would go
Sad.
and I'll tell them, look, I don't want to be part of your bloody army. I just want to do the
The
training.
training.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we
yeah.
had something similar in South Africa, which is like the recce's,
Okay.
which is still around.
Was that like the army or is it?
Yeah, it's the army. So it's the reconnaissance
Ah.
army.
Okay.
But supposedly if you had like on a criteria of the most difficult, top 5, the recce's for South Africa were actually one of the top 5. So it was like SAS, Navy SEALs, those Krav Maga guys from Israel.
Okay.
And then South Africa was on
Really?
for one of the things. So back then, even
That's
with
major.
the nonsense that was happening, anyone could join. As long as you could complete the course, anyone
Yeah.
could join.
Yeah,
So
it-
what's that? It's just crazy.
It also makes sense because I remember like when I was growing up, South Africa like was on. If you wanted to get mercenaries for anything,
Yeah,
like
South
you wanted,
Africa.
it was right at the top. And
Yeah,
I was
because,
wondering what is.
The special task force, the police. Okay, now I don't know. I can't speak,
Yeah,
but I don't think it's
different
on the same
now.
level.
Yeah, no, it's not.
As intense.
It's not.
I watched the documentaries of those guys that are the recce's or that are joining the special task force, and like insane training.
Yeah. It's,
one of the colleagues that I worked with at Armed Response, he was a recce.
Ah.
He was a strange character, like because he was in the army.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
You know, he was shooting and going.
Oh,
on.
shit.
So the Armed Response was not a joke to him, but it wasn't as hectic.
No, it wasn't at
But
all.
he had PTSD for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Very funny guy.
Shit.
Character. He was very superstitious. So if there's anything like ghost or someone being mad,
Yeah?
shouting,
Yeah?
he had no time for it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a cool guy. Like he was a recce, and he left the army. He got shot once, and
Oh, I see.
he's a cool guy, but he's a funny guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Funny
The
guy.
thing is, you don't want to. It's like there's people like that, right? So I've seen like there's people who excel at things, right? Those people are not. They are not ordinary people. No. So it's not like there's something wrong with them, but they're different.
Yeah.
They're different. So
They can turn that switch on.
yes, yes.
Whenever they need to.
Yes, and that's what I think you have to do that. Like in life, you have to be able to turn the switch on and off.
Yeah.
You don't want to not be able to do it.
Yes.
You want to be able to do it, but choose not to.
Yeah.
That's always a safe place to be. Yeah.
So I was listening to some Mike Tyson stuff, and he also says like he was taught how to switch the switch on, but never how to switch it off.
Wow.
And that's what he says is why he did so much crazy things.
Oh, I see.
Because his coach was a mentalist as well. He would hypnotize people.
Oh, I see.
And supposedly he would, I don't know the full story of it, but he would put Tyson in hypnotic trances.
Oh.
And he said he just never was taught to switch it off.
Wow.
So that's why, like, when he was in the ring and out the
Oh,
ring,
he was a
just
monster.
Monster.
Yeah,
Like, crazy
shit.
man. Like he talks
Yeah.
about it now. He's like, he doesn't allow himself to do certain things. 'Cause otherwise, that switch is gonna come on,
Oh, shit.
and he's not sure he can switch it off.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's scary
Who's
stuff.
gonna stop him?
Yeah. Ooh.
Who's gonna
Like
get
you
in
have to
front of
shoot him down. Shoot the guy down.
Even right now,
Yeah.
I would not. It's by
No,
myself. Go and
no.
say, "Hey, Tyson, calm
He was
down."
too good. Have you seen the type of guys like the guys that he was
I
fighting?
love watching his fights.
Huge guys, and then he's there for like what, less than a minute, and they're down, and he's won.
And
Like,
he's
what the?
one of the well, not the smallest, but was one of the smallest heavyweights.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
He would just destroy the guys.
Yeah.
But I think again, certain people can only do that. You
Yeah.
had to be a madman to be
Yeah.
that great.
Yeah.
You can't be a mediocre and be this crazy, insane fighter.
That's true. That's true. It's like this old saying that I don't know who said it, but like you have to. They say if you want to like grow up, right, like a tree, right?
Yeah.
Your roots have to be deep.
Yeah.
If they're not deep, like you're not gonna do much.
The wind's gonna blow you over.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it many times. Like I have. I'm a proponent of like you have to know yourself,
Yes.
right? So because if you don't know yourself, you don't know how powerful you are. So like if you go back, there's things that happened before that I didn't think were mattered, right? But then when you grow up, you're like, ah, shit, that happened.
Yeah.
That I really didn't like that, you know. So these are some of the dark patches, and you need those. Like otherwise, you don't go anywhere. You don't want to be anything. You just you're just lazing around and all of that stuff. So every time I've done something that I'm proud of, right? It's been because I've thought of something. When you're young, someone says something to you, and
Yes.
then, especially like I grew up in Zim. I'm Zimbabwean.
Okay.
So I grew up in Zim, and there's the economy is not that great, right? So when you grow up, there's relatives and people, whatever. Some people help you, some people don't want to help you, because my parents were like separated like very early.
Yeah.
So if you want to do something, that's where you get like that drive. Like this
You gotta
happened,
do
I
it
didn't
yourself,
have this, I didn't have this, but if I go for this, then I can have this.
Exactly.
So it's not, you can't smile about it, like the hardships that you had in your life, but they can. I mean, if you use them correctly, then you can do some stuff.
I think something similar to, I don't know where I was reading it. I just get confused with all the
Yeah.
things I read, but it's like you must try to live a slightly uncomfortable life
Yeah.
at all times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, if you get comfortable,
Yeah.
like they say, man's worst enemy is comfortability.
For sure.
Because once he gets it, he's going to throw away all his inhibitions and all of his dreams. And he's going to, and maybe it's a good thing, but it's also not a good thing.
No, it's
because
not.
at
Yeah,
a
for
later
sure.
stage, he's going to be
You
like,
need it. You need to be tough, and then
exactly. you need like a bit. It's like come back to the warrior in the garden.
yeah, for sure.
I do believe that, like, I believe in everyone has it in them. It's just some people have been maybe taught a way, like, not do things which they should have done. Maybe their parents were scared. They get hurt. Like my mom couldn't keep me down. Like I would do stuff. My mom, I can remember my whole life. She'd come to school. She tells people the story. She comes to school. There's this boy. He's telling my mom about this kid climbing the tree, and like this kid's at the top.
Yeah.
He's like, but he can't say my name. So he's saying my name funny, and my mom's like half listening, and then she's trying to look for me.
Yeah.
And she realizes it's me up there.
Oh shit.
So she could never like stop me from doing dangerous
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
So she just supported me and never said like, don't do that. She just said, or be careful.
Yeah.
She knew she couldn't really like stop me. Like I'd go to the waterfront.
Yeah.
And if you walk where, I don't know, back in the day it was obviously different, but there's that really expensive car shop on the corner.
Yeah.
And there's a big toy shop.
Okay.
And then the waterfront's on this side. And
Yeah.
you walk through the middle road.
Yeah.
There's like creepers that go down and the underground parking lot.
Yeah.
If you look down now, it's fenced off. Like you can't do anything. My ass, when I was like 5 or 6, there with my mom and dad, I run, I jump over there. I don't even look.
Oh.
There comes my mom and dad. I'm just hanging onto the reeds.
Yo.
And the drop was like massive.
Oh,
I didn't even think. I just
shit.
jumped. Zoop.
Oh shit.
So whenever I walk there, I just laugh. And my mom tells these people the story of this crazy stuff I do.
Shit.
Because I'm always doing something. Like I would fight. I did the arm response. I did some downhill mountain biking.
So you like overactive.
Yeah, I'm very overactive. Yeah.
But then like how do you like obviously there's a time when you're like you just wear yourself out. You're like shit, now I'm just worn down. Don't you get like anxiety or panic attacks?
So I get like sometimes I get more anxious when I'm not doing stuff.
Yeah.
So if I'm sitting around too much, then the energy builds up, and then I must do
You have
something.
to do something.
I don't like some people say they're adrenaline junkies. I don't. I just enjoy doing what I do. Like if I find something interesting, I'll do it. Maybe unfortunately on my mom's side, most of it's dangerous stuff. Like I would go paintballing. Like I love paintballing. I go like go-karting, had a motorbike, do the arm response. Most of the things like the Muay Thai, most of the things I was doing was would be considered like dangerous. But for me, it was just what I was interested in.
That's what you enjoy, yeah.
So like I'd get anxious if I'm not able to take action in doing something. Like if I'm like trying to like do something and then there's a whole bunch of steps that's stopping me from doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I get anxious something. I don't think I've had a panic attack before. But obviously you get anxious because you just overthink sometimes.
Oh yeah.
That's always a bad thing.
The first time I think I was watching, was it Iron Man? I don't know which Iron Man that is. Is it the first one? Should be the first one, I don't remember. And this guy was having a panic attack and I was like, what is he doing, right? Then, I don't know what triggered it for me. And since then, I've had panic attacks and I don't know how to get rid of these things. So it's like, the feeling is it just catches you. Like, let's say you, last time I had one was when I was on a plane.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when I go home, I always go by plane because by road it's like 3 days.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So I'm like, shit, I can't sit for 3 days.
That's too long.
So I just make sure I have enough money and then I just fly home and then I come back. So yeah, I was on a plane and then all of a sudden I couldn't breathe. I was like, shit, what's happening? And then this happens for like 30 minutes, eh?
Yes.
And it's agonizing. I was in there, I was sitting, I was sweating, I didn't know what to do. Obviously, the people close to me were like, what's happening to this guy? you know. So, yeah, but I was in there for like 30 minutes and then it just went away. So, I also have like sitting. I can't sit most of the time. So, yeah, my wife thinks maybe she's like, this guy's crazy. So, I get home and then I sit for like 10 minutes and there's nothing to do and then I have to get out.
Yeah.
I have to get out, do something, you know,
Yeah.
maybe go for a swim, go meet some friends, you know.
Yes.
So I also have the same thing. But then it's like a double-edged sword because there's times when you have a problem and you can't fix it.
Yeah.
Right? And then now you just wear yourself out because you're trying to look for this, you're trying to look for this. So the same thing was my wife had a problem. She actually went and got operated on. You know, she had these things called fibroids that women get,
Yes.
right? So for like 2 years, right, I dug everywhere trying to find like something to treat her and
yes,
whatever,
okay,
you know.
yeah.
So I was reading. I went into these Chinese books. I went into these papers, you know, online. Changed my diet, you know, changed her diet because I couldn't change her diet without changing my diet.
yeah.
All of that stuff. So this stuff, it wears you out. So I did that for like a long time. So if I'm sitting like this, I'm like, shit, I should be reading something, you know? You find something, you read. So I think I never really like fully recovered from that.
Yes.
So that's something I struggle with, mainly the panic attacks and all of that.
Like a PTSD thing almost.
I don't know what it is.
That's supposed to be when you have PTSD. Like this guy was explaining to me. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
happens. Like you kind of your mind's taken back to the exact moment where these things happen, and then you start freaking out. And,
Yeah,
so
it's
on.
not fun. It's
Yeah,
not fun.
like they say that there's obviously treatments, but you know, saying like you did these 2 years of research, even though obviously it was a difficult time, you were still able to do like this 2 years of research when you might not have done it if the situation wasn't
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Not
for
that
sure.
the situation's good.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
you put in the time to do
Yeah,
this. Like I was
yeah.
at concerts, like I can watch movies. Like I watch a movie and then I gotta get up, and the only time I'm not moving is if I'm sleeping. And even then I like move. Michaela's like, "Oh, you were talking in your sleep. You were fighting in your sleep, like, kicking." And, like,
But do you ever like get to watch movies? Like which movies can you like sit down for?
so documentaries.
Yeah.
Like I like history.
Yeah.
At school, like school was okay, but I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
History, I would get full marks for, and then other subjects, I was just like, I don't care. So I like to watch a lot of history.
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
watch a documentary,
Yeah.
it will have me stuck, glued to the
Oh, yeah.
screen. Michaela will watch like a series.
Yeah.
She loves Asian dramas.
Oh, those ones, yeah.
She'll watch like 20.
Those things.
I'll watch half of a series and then I must get up. So the
Yeah.
only thing that's kept me is like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
a
that
like
one
a
is
Star
always
Wars.
awesome.
Like I love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Other than that, if I watch stuff with Michaela, I'm like, just pause quickly. I need to go. Not even do anything.
Yeah.
I need to go. Just
There you
drink
go.
something. I need to go to the toilet. Or wait, I need to just put that right there.
And you got it.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
the thing that they were doing some research on, like people that are like this.
Yeah.
We supposedly were made for like back in the day where you had to be aware of everything around you.
Yeah.
You had to be moving the whole time because you had to maybe get food or
Yeah.
you're always in danger and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously now when you come to this society where you don't have to,
Different,
it's not,
yeah.
there's not danger all the time.
No.
There's obviously danger, but it's
Yeah.
not as hectic as that.
Yeah.
Like things haven't kind of evolved or changed or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they say that people like that would be the hunters in the group. And
Okay.
they would be the kings
That makes
of
sense.
the group because
That
they
makes
would be
sense.
the ones that.
Yeah,
were
you're
hunting
always
and stuff.
aware. You're always
You're always
aware.
checking away.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm always looking at something. Like, I'm always
Yeah.
checking something. That's why with the Muay Thai, it relaxes me because there is always something to check
to do,
on
yes.
someone.
Yes.
So it works perfect. I can watch what you're doing and I can see almost straight away. Okay, just fix this, and it will be better. So
Yeah.
sometimes that stuff makes me anxious when
Yeah.
I want to sit still, and then I'm like, yeah, yeah. So I'll have like 10 tabs on, and I always
Yeah.
have 2 screens, like
Yeah.
watching a documentary,
Yeah.
and I'm working.
Yeah.
And
Stop
watching this
that. You
documentary.
have to do this.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
shit, I have to do that. Yeah.
They say that you should allow your brain to do that. If that's how you work, they say do that then. So I've kind of leaned into it more. Like I'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, when there's some weeds there in the garden, go weed. Then I see something else and I go do that. So they say allow yourself to do that because you will get the job, the task done.
Yeah.
But then when you're bored of the task, you'll go on to the next one.
Yeah.
But you always come back.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta. It's very difficult because
Yeah.
sometimes you have to do a task that you don't want to do. Or follow, like in school, I had to take Ritalin.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
okay.
terrible. It
Oh,
was,
what is that?
So Ritalin is back in the day when ADHD or ADD was founded. Like my first memory is of my mom telling me I had it. So people find out in their 30s they have it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I found out when I was like first memory. So Ritalin is basically it's on the spectrum of methamphetamine.
Okay.
So it's basically
Oh.
if you want to break it down into I was having a comment war with someone because I was making a joke about you just giving the people meth.
Yo.
So methamphetamine. So it's similar to speed. So you give that to people with ADHD, and it
Yeah.
helps a part of their nervous system speed up with their brain. So if I take that, I won't talk to no one. I can sit in front of something for like 8 hours.
So
I
it
was
actually
thinking-
does like the opposite.
Yeah,
kind
that's the
of.
opposite of like if a person without it takes it, it will affect them, right? But they don't need it. If I take it, in school I took it from sub A to standard 4, and I didn't have any friends. I didn't talk to no one. I didn't laugh. I didn't do. I did just sit there and do my work because I was fidgetive, and I would. If I didn't take it, everyone would know because I was basically like the class clown, and I was doing all kinds of nonsense. So basically, I had to take it in the morning. Like I was on a crazy high dose. If you
Yeah.
research it now, the
Wow.
dose that I was on was mad.
Really?
So I would take
Wow.
like 1.5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So when I go to school, I'm chill.
Yeah.
Then I had special permission to leave class
Yeah.
and go take drugs in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I had to obviously go take water and whatever.
Yeah.
I have to go to the bathroom, but that's what I was allowed to do.
Sure.
So take the stuff, and it would make me just sit and concentrate,
Yeah.
and basically be like it would subdue all the if you say bad things that people say
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
the ADHD or whatever. But then at standard 4, I said to my mom, I'm not taking it anymore. I refuse. It's making me into a zombie. I don't have any friends. I don't talk to anyone. I don't. Someone tell me a joke, I won't laugh.
Yeah.
It's just it was
Sure.
crazy. So, and then obviously not taking it, there's a struggle.
Yeah,
It's
side
the other
effects, like-
side
yeah, yeah.
effects. But taking it has huge side effects as
Oh, I see.
unfortunately, like you get appetite suppressor and
Oh shit. So you don't eat.
mood. Like you don't have a personality basically.
Oh shit.
It's just kind of just shuts down.
Shuts everything
everything
down.
down.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, some people that take it that don't have,
Mm.
they can do the concentration and all that stuff, but they don't need it basically. They can still do their work.
Yeah.
But I just feel like school system is made for just one. Like I was a
Yes.
circle in a block.
Yeah. And they want to cut you down to the same
Yeah,
size,
exactly.
which is in every area.
Yeah, and I
Which is-
refused through
yeah.
my whole life. Like I was always called a rebel, just because I didn't believe that I had to listen to everything everyone said.
Yeah.
Like a group of my friends would go to a restaurant, and I was like, oh, I don't like this restaurant. So I'll just leave and go eat by myself. And no one would come with me because they were like, no, they're happier. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll go eat at
Yeah.
a restaurant by myself, because I just didn't enjoy. I didn't feel like that food, or I just the company, or maybe something at the restaurant. So like I'm always doing my own thing. I do that often.
You remind me of this other story. So I got, I'd never had tonsils before, right? Yeah,
okay,
like never. I had them, first time I had them was like last year, but one, I think.
Tonsillitis type thing.
Yeah, that stuff.
It's the sore
Have you
throat,
ever
yeah.
had that?
I had it when I was young.
Ah,
I had it a few times, and they were going to remove it.
yeah,
And then my mom was always scared to let me go for operations.
yeah.
Like I actually have a nose thing, like a sinus problem.
Oh,
It's a deviated septum.
Oh,
it's
yeah, I've
like
heard
when
of
I
it.
talk, it sounds like my nose is blocked.
mm.
My mom, they had to break my nose, and my mom was like, no, she doesn't want them to do it.
Oh, sure.
So they almost removed my, but now I don't actually get sick very often.
Oh,
But,
okay.
I've had it tonsillitis. It's like
Oh, shit, that
swells
stuff.
up, yeah. and all
Yeah, I never had it, so I didn't know what it was. So I stayed for like 2 weeks with it,
that. Yes.
not knowing what it is. And then, so this other time I was checking, like, what is there? And then I saw, what is that white stuff? You know? So then I went to the doctor. So the doctor gave me antibiotics, which were weak, and
Yes.
then gave me something else to help me sleep, I think.
Okay.
So this stuff, what it does is, it just, it relaxes your body,
Okay.
but it like paralyzes it.
Maybe like a muscle relaxer.
Shit. So I took that, and then I was sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden I couldn't move my arm. I was like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
Right? And then my whole body was like, I was stiff, and I didn't know what to do. And then the panic attack stepped in. It was a freak show. But then I stopped taking those.
Yeah.
So yeah, these medicines, some of them, they switch some of your like nervous system, whatever
Yes.
it is. They switch
Yeah.
it off, and then some of it is alive and checking everything and like
Exactly.
what's happening here. So, but what was so then you stopped that, stop taking the
So after that, that was probably the only like medicine I take. Because I don't like to take medicine.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
mom
yeah.
also wouldn't. If we were say fever or sick, like towel on your head, cold shower or something, or sweat
and
it
that's
out.
just right through it.
If it's really bad, obviously,
Yeah,
different
yeah.
story.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't really take medicine.
Yeah, for sure. That stuff.
My
is
brother as well. Funny thing is, my mom and his dad were like, no, they don't want him to put on medicine, so they're going to put him on homeopathic medicine.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that homeopathic medicine is some absolute crock of shit where they take normal medicine and they dilute it down so much
Put
that,
some leaves in there, or
that it's literally turns out to be nothing. So
shit.
my brother also researched and he laughed, and I was like,
That's not
well,
nice.
you didn't take any medicine, so when he was young, he never took any medicine really, because
Oh,
they would
shit.
take really expensive homeopathic stuff,
Shit.
but it was kind of like sugar water.
Shit.
So, silver lining is he never actually took medicine in his life either. I don't take medicine.
Oh,
Michaela, she'll take sometimes if it's really bad. But if I have any sickness, I'm like, I'll just sleep.
Yeah.
I refuse to take
Yeah.
medicine.
Some of it is just too much. Oh, so these guys would dilute it. Yeah, that
So
makes sense.
That's the research and they speak about it now often.
Shit.
It's like they take it down to like like 1,000 or million of the
shit.
actual. So they'll take a Panado,
Yeah.
and a tablet, and you just like scrape a piece of.
But
dust
who's
off.
behind all this stuff? Who's doing that shit?
This is like doctors. It's always been like this. They would back in the day. It was a snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
So there's always someone trying to fool the less fortunate
Yeah.
or fool a fool, basically.
Shit.
That's
I mean,
what happens.
yeah, I mean, trying
That's
to
with the
fool-
fake martial arts. The fool is fooling another fool. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Have you seen these crazy videos where they're going? They take like a Wing Chun guy,
Yes.
and then they're fighting a kickboxer or a Muay Thai fighter.
There was a guy, he actually has a documentary because it turned out bad for him.
Oh,
So
shit.
he's a Chinese national,
Yeah,
he's an MMA fighter.
yeah,
And he was challenging all these Chinese masters.
yeah.
And then he would put them on Instagram and Facebook. And then
Yeah.
the Chinese government actually came after him
Oh,
and basically shut down his gym and like ruined his credit score. He got divorced. His wife left
Wow.
him. He lost his gym.
and if like the
And-
Chinese government is after you,
Oh, no, then
they'll
screwed.
take you down.
No,
yeah.
fuck. You gotta. If we say something about the Chinese government, if we ever go to China, they won't let us in.
Yeah, they'll know. They'll know. Yeah.
'Cause they don't have any like of the morals that the rest of the world have
no,
with certain things.
no. Theirs is different.
Yeah, very different.
they're different.
They on a different system.
Oh.
So if you like mock anything Chinese,
Yeah.
you are in trouble.
Yeah,
And that guy got into trouble.
yeah, because obviously he was going after Wing Chun,
Yes.
going after Kung Fu and all
Yeah,
of that.
and you would fight the guys, and you'd put a video of him,
Shit.
like they would touch gloves, and then this guy would be like, and
And
then he would
bam.
just beat them. And then he was like, at the end, he was like, oh, you see, this is nonsense, it's not real, and so on. And obviously, the Chinese government doesn't like it if you attack their ancient sports.
This is
So
like culture.
the thing to me is, martial arts is, it's funny that there is these like guys that are smuggling basically, because you actually, if you fight someone, you can see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't matter what type of martial arts
Yeah.
you do. If you like, I've had a guy, I've had students, and they do like Aikido. Now Aikido is, I would say, it's in the middle of bullshit and real, because some of the moves, it's Steven Seagal moves,
Yeah,
where you like flow the guy.
yeah,
Now, it could work in certain situations.
yeah.
But this person would tell me that he can't spar with me because he's going to hurt me.
Oh,
So we never sparred because he's not allowed to use his Aikido against me because he's going to hurt me. So I always was like, I don't fight with people like that. I'm like, okay, it's fine,
yeah.
whatever. He still trained Muay Thai with me. It's just a funny thing. So, but I just believe that there's definitely martial arts that are, you can call it a martial art, but it's not good for fighting. It's like you're moving, you exercise.
Yeah.
It's like saying yoga's good for fighting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yoga's good for flexibility, but
Yeah.
if you were to tell me, I'm a 10th degree yoga practitioner and I can fight, I would laugh at you.
No.
So there's obviously real stuff.
Yeah.
There's fake stuff.
Yeah.
But there's guys that like, okay, hold my arm, and then they go like this, and then all the guys like.
And how did you get hold of the arm anyway? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then all the guys are like jumping around. So what kind of fighting is that?
To me, as a practitioner, if you are overweight, right? If you are like really not looking like you can even touch your toes,
Yeah.
I don't believe that you can do anything to me, because the training itself turns your body into a different shape.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah.
If you can't do a push-up, you're telling me you're going to be able to punch someone. Not that everyone has to do push-ups to be able to fight, but I think that there is a certain body type that you get from
true.
training.
That's true.
You know, so like that's why with the Muay Thai for me, you can see all of the stuff. The Muay Thai's been around for years and years,
Yeah.
and the moves are effective.
Yeah.
Like, no one can lie. If an elbow hits you, it's not going to be sore.
Yeah, it's not going to be nice.
No one can lie if a shin hits you on the leg.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's really surreal. And then you watch the UFC and you can see what actually works and what doesn't. Like there was that kid,
Yeah, for sure.
Sage Northcutt.
Annoying.
Very spiky hair. Like he's always showing off, like literally you have a wall like this of trophies and medals.
Okay.
He fought in the UFC. I think he won one fight. And then he just got beaten.
Whoa.
Shattered his face.
What was he doing?
Karate. Kung Fu karate, but contest stuff.
Oh.
So point space. So I control and I just touch you and I stop. I don't believe in that point base because you never get to actually get hit. Because getting hit, like Tyson says, everyone's got a plan until they get hit in the face.
Yeah. Then you don't know what to
And
do.
exactly that, you get hit. And then you're like, okay.
It's also the this other, I don't know where I got that from, where they say you like whatever you want to do, right? You can think about it all you want, right? But you have to whatever the situation puts you into, you just do what you were trained to do.
Yes.
So whatever you might want to do, or let's say you want to throw this kick, or you want to fight this guy, or you want to last for 3 minutes in a in a fight, for example. If you have never lasted 3 minutes, you're not gonna last.
No.
There's no way. So
Your body fights you. It's not even your brain, it's your body is like, listen, No. We got nothing.
We only do 10 seconds of activity and then we just leave
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like when you're really tired and you breathe in heavy, your throat and your chest starts to burn.
Yeah.
Because what's happening is there's like micro bursts of blood vessels bursting.
Oh.
That's why you
Shit.
taste the metal.
Shit.
That's why your throat and your lungs burn, and you think water's
shit.
gonna quench it, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
actually, you obviously doing slight damage.
Oh. So
But
it's
that's
like
you
it's like those ones are bursting, but then it's gonna make bigger ones, stronger
Actually
ones.
stronger, yeah. It's not good to do it too often, but it is good to know that it happens because in a fight situation it's going to happen and you're going to drink so much water you're like, oh, my throat's on fire. Throat's not on fire. That's blood vessels bursting. That metal you tasting is the blood in your throat that you're tasting. So I've had it a few times because when you fight and that guy still wants to hit you, you're tired, it doesn't matter. You got to carry on fighting. And your coach is there telling you, hey, you got to fight.
Like you were saying the other time that the coach is saying, you're losing.
My first fight, I was dying. My throat was on fire. I watched that fight because for a long time I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
when I left the gym,
the
coach deleted all my fight videos.
Oh, come on.
Serious. So that's why on YouTube, you see there's only like a 5 or 2 minute clip.
Yeah.
Because the coach deleted my other fights.
Oh, come on.
And I didn't download them because back in the day you couldn't download YouTube videos.
Yeah, what were you going to use like that?
So I go, I look everywhere and I try to find what I can, but I have pictures and then I have like 30-second clips.
Ah, shit.
That fight, my friend filmed like on an old cell phone camera, so it's like looks pixelated. But then I could at least see the fight and see, what I was up to.
Yeah.
And that one, luckily, the last 10 seconds, I knocked the guy out.
Oh,
I
nice.
was like, fuck it.
Oh,
Knock him
nice.
out.
But what is the coach saying? Like, you finished the first round. Like, what is he telling
so
you?
you go to sit there, as I sit down. You're losing this fight. You're losing that. And all I wanted was some water. But as I said, like, if you see like in the corners they've got the little bottle with the straw coming out.
Yeah.
And obviously you can suck it.
Yeah.
So they squeeze it usually.
Yeah.
So this guy just put it in my mouth and he didn't squeeze. And I was so tired I couldn't suck the water. So I was like sitting with this thing here. And I couldn't talk because my coach, you don't talk, you must listen.
Oh,
He's
shit.
like, you're losing, all this stuff. But the thing is, when I was fighting, I can't hear anything.
Oh, yeah.
All I hear is that Thai music.
Yeah.
So that like that music that they play. It's like strange music.
Yeah.
That's all I hear. I don't even hear the crowd. Then I'm going. That's why.
But does he tell you something like tactical, like?
So he kept telling me I was losing, and he said I must like do more, basically.
Okay.
But I was fighting a guy from my own gym.
Okay.
So it obviously it wasn't a guy that he didn't know.
Stranger, yeah.
But he was in my. Even now I think about it, he was in my corner.
Okay.
The coach, the main coach.
Okay.
And the other guy was still from the same gym, but like it's a bit of discrimination there. You in my corner, the other guy's from my gym, but you're not in his corner.
Yeah.
So he kept telling me this, and then I think right at the end I was so pissed off. And that's why I also tell you guys about that hook.
Yeah.
Turn the hook.
Yeah.
Because the guy had his hand up.
Yeah.
And I hit him with that hook. And that knocked him out.
Wow.
I hit him on his own hand.
Yo.
And I knocked him out. So I went hook, power, and he was sleeping.
Shit.
Like fell on the ropes.
Oh, shit.
And I was so happy because it was like 10 seconds of the fight and I was so tired. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like,
Shit.
I thought I trained.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, that's
so you
bad.
go into the fight and that happens.
Yeah.
And you're like, I thought I was training, but you, like 1 minute in, you like, oh, okay, I wasn't training at all.
Yeah.
So.
And then the other thing, tattoos.
Yeah.
Tattoos are like freaking intimidating. I didn't know that. So, at the what was that? The in-house.
The in-house, yeah.
With Maso.
Yes.
Right? I didn't know he had a tattoo,
Yeah, on his
So,
chest.
so you put that gear on me and then I was standing and then I saw the tattoo. I was like, shit. It's not scary. Like, if you're looking at it, I'm sitting down and you see it, you're like, okay, it's a tattoo.
Yes.
Yeah. So is that like a thing?
I think like it just seems to that there's people in that world
Yeah.
have tattoos.
Yeah.
Because at the gym I went to train at in
Yeah.
Thailand, at Tiger Muay Thai,
Yeah.
they have a gym. They have a gym, and then inside the gym is
Yeah.
their own tattoo parlor.
Wow.
But it just seems that fighters and tattoos,
Yeah.
they like go together.
Sure.
So, Maso has that tattoo. That's just the only one he had.
Okay.
And then when I started fighting, I already had one, and then I got more.
Yeah.
But I think it's just part of the lifestyle of
Yeah, but I think
fighters
it.
and tattoos.
Yeah, but it helps. Like if you have a really if you have a really nasty looking one, like
Yes, yeah,
a tiger or something.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean it helps. I mean the other guy is gonna be like, he's got a tiger. Okay.
Some people say it's like like your suit of armor, basically.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
You have like a lot of people with full body tattoos. If you get to know them, they kind of use their tattoos to shield them from like it's like a shield against the brutality of the world or something. I've heard that from a few people.
Oh.
So especially with the ones that have full body almost, it's like kind of their shield or their
Wow.
suit of armor
Wow.
that they can hide behind. So like maybe they don't feel like a tough guy, but the tattoos help them, so
Yes,
no one
yes.
messes with them, or so on. My tattoos are mostly like this is like my family names and stuff, and then this is like a Thai thing. My
Okay.
mom, it's the thing my mom always said. My friend, this is a thing for my friend that passed away. So a lot of it is mine is more memories,
Yeah.
but some people just tattoo whatever. Like I got a spot.
Yeah.
Dude.
Let me put one there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't get. I didn't get a tattoo mainly because I'm I'm black and I have to get like a special.
Yeah.
And white is not an option. Like I checked out some
Yes, yeah,
white
doesn't
ink.
come
No,
out
it's not.
nicely. No,
It's
it
not
comes out
nice.
strange.
It's
Yeah.
strange, man. So I was like, nah.
So even you know, Siswe,
Yeah.
he was asking me about tattoos.
Okay.
Because he wanted to get one.
Yeah.
And he also said the same thing. He said,
Yeah.
would it show?
Yeah, that's the thing.
And I said, most times you're probably gonna have to settle for no color. Because if you get color, it's probably you're not gonna see anything. So
Yeah.
he did get one.
Oh,
on
is
his
it?
arm, I think. Up
Oh,
here.
okay.
And it wasn't in color. But I think it does. The tattoo doesn't really show up.
Yeah, that's the
You
thing.
can't use white because
No.
white comes out.
No, that
strange.
looks strange. It's
Yeah,
like
like you can't just have a white tattoo.
no, it's not
Yeah.
nice.
So yeah, I think tattoos only work for some.
Yeah.
Just because of if you tattoo a certain color, it might just fade into the
Yeah,
the
and
background.
then it's not there anymore.
then
Then
you're
what
like,
I gotta
"Oh, yeah,
do?
I got a tattoo, but
And then people are like, "What?
can't
Wait,"
Yeah,
which is not nice.
It's I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe it has to tattoos. Maybe have to evolve into something better where
Yeah.
the color is
Yeah.
instead of seeing what the color is behind, you only see the tattoo or something.
Yeah.
Because obviously a lighter skin,
Yeah.
when you put markings on it,
You can see it, yeah.
You see it.
Yeah.
But the other way doesn't
No,
work out.
no, it won't work out. I've seen people with tattoos and you don't know what is that. You can see there's something and you're like,
Yeah.
what is that? You know, so
Thing is
yeah.
they want a tattoo, so it's like
Yeah.
okay, we'll get
Yeah, but it's like it looks. If you have a tattoo, like it looks scary. Like
Yeah.
let's say I mean, it comes out well. Like
Yes.
someone's got their Thai shorts, Muay Thai shorts, and
Yes.
then they've got a tattoo. And then it's like this is a fighter. Then you see a guy who doesn't have a tattoo and they've got shorts. Then you're like, yeah, you know.
I think the two main thing is like if someone's ripped,
Yeah.
they're really muscular,
Yeah,
and then tattoos,
yeah.
like those two just seem like
They just
an
go together.
intimidation
Yeah. Before you even fight them,
Yeah.
and that's like it's like
Then you get
20%
in
of
your
the
own-
match.
You get in your own head.
Yeah.
I got fought at Malaysia. When I was in Malaysia, I fought
Yeah.
3 times in 3 days.
Whoa.
Because basically it's the tournament, and obviously every day is the tournament. So the bracket I was in, there was only 5 guys. So we fought. I fought every day, and then I saw the guy. I assumed it was the guy I was fighting.
Yeah.
I was doing some running to drop some weight, and for some reason I got in my own head. And then when I fought him, I couldn't fight,
Oh shit.
even though the day before and the day before I had one fight.
Yeah.
And then when I fought him, I was like, had nothing. I couldn't do anything.
Shit.
So I lost that fight, and I got a bronze that time because I came third. But I couldn't fight, and then he went on to win the competition.
So what was with the guy? What did you see? What?
I didn't even see nothing. He was sitting somewhere, tying his shoes or something, and I just saw him, and I was like, I think that guy looks like he's in my weight. And then, like, I never like to know who I'm fighting.
Oh, I see.
I just let me fight them. I don't
Okay.
care. I don't wanna know.
Okay.
And then you just get in your own head.
Start
everyone's
thinking.
susceptible to it, and you
Yeah.
start to think of silly things. And
Yeah.
I didn't even think like, oh, he's gonna beat me or he's big or anything. I just was like, that guy looks like I'm fighting him. And then when I got into the ring and I saw it was him, and I was like,
Oh yeah. I
like, he
see
didn't
what
hurt
you
me.
mean.
He just they're quite fast to break the fights.
Okay.
There's like 100 fights a day,
Okay.
so they got to go through them.
Okay.
So the guy came in, he pulled me down, he kneed me to the face. He didn't hit me. And then the ref took me in the corner and he counted me, and I must have looked like I didn't want to fight anymore, and then he called the fight.
Oh, I see.
In my first fight at World Champs, I went against a guy from Slovenia,
Okay.
and he did a high kick to my head.
Okay.
No, he did a flying knee to my head.
Sure.
And I was like, in my head, while at the moment, I was like, how did this guy get so high? And then as I stepped to move, he kicked me in the face. And then I just walked to my corner like this. I didn't know what was going on. I must have thought the fight was done.
Yeah, the orientation
So
or
then
something.
the ref calls the fight.
Whoa.
So it was just strange, like, this guy kicked me in the face, and then I just remember walking to my corner, like with my gloves, I guess. Like, I thought the fight was over or something.
Whoa.
So it's weird things happen to your body.
Yeah, for sure.
I've never been knocked out. I've been like with a liver shot, but I never went to sleep before.
Sure.
Like, I've been able to take quite a few punches. This gentleman over there, Dalsha,
Yeah?
he hit me twice.
Did you fight that guy?
No, fuck, he'll kill me.
Oh,
He was one of my teammates,
Okay.
MMA fighter.
Okay.
So he's a Congolese fighter,
Oh, I see.
judo champion and stuff. But he had muscles on muscles.
Sure.
That guy was mad strong.
Sure.
I was training with him one day, and he picked me up over his head like I was nothing, spun me around, and then just put me down softly.
Whoa.
But he came in with this big, like, jumping hook,
Yeah?
and he hit me on my jaw. And I couldn't close my mouth.
Shit.
And then I trained with him again, and for another fight, and he did it again to me.
What?
Yeah. So he's very, very strong.
Whoa.
Very explosive.
Whoa.
And then I couldn't close my jaw, but I never got knocked out. But it was a proper shot.
But how does he? But how does he like with a physique like that? Like, isn't he like slow?
So he's very explosive. So he was a judo champion.
Oh
He
yeah,
started judo.
and that's the
It's like, and then explode. So when he trained, if he worked just more cardio, all his fights, he would have done much better. But what they used to do is, oh, you're strong. Okay, let's make you lift heavy weights, which is not good. So like for my guys, say for instance, I use Lakai as an example.
Yeah.
I don't always work his speed. I try to put some power on him.
Okay.
And Robin, he's a big guy.
Oh yeah.
I never work power with him.
Yeah.
I don't say go hard or anything. I say go fast. Because if Robin can just go fast, he's already got all that power.
Yeah. That makes
Lakaya
sense.
just needs to be stronger.
That makes
doesn't need
sense.
more
Yeah.
speed. So for him, personally, when he trained, I think they did too much physical training with him.
I
Because
see.
he could lift like crazy weight. And then they're like, oh, let's put some more on.
Oh,
And
I
then
see.
you kind of make his muscles into strength instead
Yeah.
of endurance.
Yeah. I get
So,
it.
so when I trained him for 2 of his fights, like he fought this guy, Gideon Drotsky,
Okay.
and he won. He was like a cardio machine.
Oh.
Every round he had more. But then I think, sometimes the training goes, if the guy's really strong, then they want to train him this way and so on.
Yeah. Oh, so I see.
He's very, very strong, but his tank was quite, he would lose his energy.
Oh yeah.
Amazing fighter. He went to the UFC as well.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
But he fought a Russian. Russian
Shit.
broke his chin, his jaw, in like 6
Fuck.
places or something.
Fuck.
So yeah, he was. I think his mouth was wired shut and all that. Those
Fuck.
Russians are nothing to
Oh,
play around with.
yeah, no. Those guys they're aggressive.
They're serious
Extremely
business.
aggressive.
Like
And they're dominating. I saw the
yes,
upcoming fights. There's Makayev. There's
yes.
all those
That's what I was
guys.
gonna say.
So,
Makayev is. He. I don't know what their history is, but he's from Czechoslovakia.
okay. Czech
Somewhere.
Republic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those guys are like from young fighting and in the army and like killers and they're serious. They're serious guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Because he's friends like with the president of. It's basically Putin's one's friend from some country. It's like
Okay.
they like the whole country is of killers, like
Shit.
Czech Republic or something.
Shit.
They're like savages.
Yeah.
So when you get a guy like that and you let him, you make him fight, he's not scared of nothing.
No.
I mean, he's just been shot at. Maybe,
Yeah,
or shooting
yeah,
people,
yeah.
and you're not scared of
Yeah.
things like that. So that's why,
Yeah.
like, when I fight, like, you're not really scared of other stuff. Like I do jiu-jitsu, go to jiu-jitsu comps. Guys are nervous. I'm like, worried about it.
Yeah.
No one can hit you in the face.
Yeah.
No one can kick you in the face. So what? They
You guys are having it good, yeah.
you can tap out. You can't tap out in a fight.
No,
in
you
a
can't.
physical fight.
Shit.
So in the jiu-jitsu, I was always so relaxed, and I would do Muay Thai training for my cardio, and then I'd go do jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Like I really enjoy.
Yeah,
it.
and when you have cardio and you're in jiu-jitsu, then you're good.
Yeah.
You're good because you need to just breathe right.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's very, very fun.
Sure.
It's a fun activity to because you can go quite full blast without hurting your opponent.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously, if you get like a submission, you don't crank it on.
No.
When you are looking to get something,
Yes,
and
yes.
you're going,
Yeah.
you can go quite hard.
Yeah, you
without
can.
hurting each other.
Yeah, because you can. I mean, it can get as aggressive as you can get, but then when you go into the submission, you just let it go.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
you're full on. Yeah.
Some people don't let the submissions go. They're like animals, and they want to like rip your arm off or something.
Oh, I remember this other one when we were where I was training there. This guy, it was a young guy, got his foot twisted. It was a foot lock, and then it like right round. He didn't, because this guy didn't tap the guy. He tapped the ground. Oh shit! It wasn't so good.
It's funny you say that because there was a guy I was rolling with. He used to do Muay Thai with me. He's a strong guy, quite a big guy, but he wasn't able to submit me. And he was obviously getting frustrated, and then he got a heel hook on me.
Oh shit!
The heel hook is probably the worst.
No, it's not nice.
And he took my heel on this leg. I broke this leg.
Oh.
And he cranked it, and like there was 3 loud pops.
What?
But luckily, I think because the leg, this is like my weaker leg, the muscles are a little bit more pliable.
Yeah.
So it wasn't sore. But he got such a fright. He was like, because he shouldn't have been doing it because he's a beginner. So beginners aren't allowed to do that.
Yeah.
And he also didn't hold it. He just went for it.
What?
And luckily, nothing happened to my
Yeah.
leg.
Yeah, but
sometimes happens.
Yeah, you need to be careful with training because especially with jiu-jitsu and locks and it's always about locks. And if you like, you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
You hurt someone and then they can't walk straight again or
Because
something.
You can really hurt someone.
Just because you thought you could do it. It's not
Sometimes
nice.
you get like too excited or ego comes into it.
Yeah. Most of the time.
I actually, when I train, I always go for chokes. I don't like going for joint stuff because I believe that you get the joint thing, the guy thinks he can get out of it, he rolls the wrong way and he hurts himself. So I always, like a strong guy will hold a joint thing, joint lock.
Yeah.
But everyone goes to sleep.
Yeah.
So I always go for chokes. That's like my favorite thing. I don't really do, I've never caught anyone in an armbar. I just chokes, triangles or some DOS chokes. I prefer it's more fun for me.
Yeah, for sure.
And they can't tap out.
Yeah.
The fight's gonna be.
No, it's yeah. I mean, if you're in a choke and then you just have 10 seconds if it's a proper choke and then you're gone. You're gone. Wow.
So if some people are trained, like some gyms train, they train their guys not to tap, not to tap. They rather go sleep.
Really?
So like the old Gracies,
Yeah.
like Enzo and Rickson and
Yeah.
those guys,
Yeah.
they were trained to go sleep, even in class.
Shit.
Never tap. Go
Shit.
sleep. Break my arm. Never tap.
Shit.
Which is silly because if you just tap, especially on a joint, I always tap to joint.
Yeah.
When I roll, I also had the mentality of, if you choke me, I'm not tapping. You must put me to sleep. I've never been put to sleep, but I was like, let me see how long I can hold.
Yeah.
on for.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then if I go sleep, I go sleep.
Yeah. The thing is, but those guys were like, those guys are hardcore. Those guys. But I saw his son. Is it Kron?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw him in UFC. He's in UFC now. Is he? How is he? Have you seen his matches? Or?
So, as I said, I was watching this is the old Joe Rogan podcast, and he's actually was on there like in the earlier ones, and he at that time was saying it was like 2014, saying he was going to go to the UFC and all this stuff. And then I checked his record; it wasn't amazing. Like he didn't do as well as he was going to do.
Okay.
So I don't know if he's still in the UFC, but I know at that time when I researched, he had like his record was like wins and losses, and there was no streak. I don't think he look here. His father was Rickson or Hickson Gracie.
Yeah.
And he was an animal.
No, that guy was a.
But sometimes your father's an animal, and
Yeah,
not so much.
Yeah, we will also like just go soft on you for some reason. Yeah.
So his record wasn't amazing. So I don't know if he's still fighting.
I think I saw his match, but I wanted to see it, but then something turned up, and then I didn't finish it. But he wasn't that good. He wasn't that good.
Tonight as well.
Yeah.
The Kamjat. I guess I confused those guys' names.
Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know. It comes out or something. I don't know. Yeah.
If I see it, then I'm like,
I also know what you're talking about,
it
but
took me so long
I'm
to
not
get
sure.
Khabib's surname. I still can't say.
Yeah.
Because it's Islam and the other guy. Now why can't I remember his name? He used to be a rugby player.
I'm actually. I saw the lineup, but
he fought him already. He fought Islam already.
Oh, okay.
He's jumping in again to fight him.
Oh.
I'm seeing his name now. Volkanovski.
Oh yeah. I saw him. Yeah.
Do you remember? I don't know if you remember Gav with the shaved hair.
Yes.
So when Volkanovski came onto the scene, Gav looks exactly like him.
Really? I never noticed.
So he's got the shaved hair.
Yeah.
Just like similar height. But whenever and he's got tattoos now. And I'll just call him Volkanovski because I was like, if you look from the side, it's like, yeah, he is
him.
Volkanovski.
That's him. That's him. Okay, I'll also
That's
go and
funny.
check it out. I'll go and check it out. Where's Gav, by the way?
So both Gavs are away. The one Gav's he's overseas, or both overseas. One's working, he works remotely.
Okay.
So he comes and goes.
Okay.
Usually in summer he comes back here. And then the other Gav is with his partner, and he's working, he's a chef. So he's working, he's on the yachts. So
I
he
see.
like does private events and stuff like that. So he's traveling and doing that. And then the other one is does some business thing and with AI and stuff like that. Because he was asking me, like, how do I make my posts and stuff?
Okay.
And I always go on ChatGPT.
Yeah.
And I just say, hey, give me a post. Because I feel it's a waste of time for me to think of
Try to
something
think
else.
about it. Why?
So I'm like, give me something exciting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I type stuff in there. And
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, take my cuck English. and
Make it nice.
And then it gives you the best thing.
Oh, that thing is but I don't know. I've been using the free
Yes, me
one.
too, the 3.5.
I don't know what's in the other one. Like, is that something like?
The other one supposedly is connected to the internet.
Oh shit.
So it is completely up to date.
Oh
The
shit.
one that we and you and I are probably using is the one that it was last updated in 2021.
Oh, that's
But
old.
The funny thing about, because I was reading something about it, the funny thing is you can ask it to make a joke about Jesus, right?
Yeah.
It'll make a joke.
Yeah.
Ask him to make a joke about Muhammad,
That's
the
like-
Prophet Muhammad.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
says no.
Really?
And then I ask it, but why would you make a joke about Jesus? Then it says, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That was in bad taste. But it refuses to make a joke about Muhammad.
Not even in bad taste. Like nothing.
I say, I tried every kind of words. I tried to and it refused.
Wow.
You ask it once, give me a Christian joke. It
Done.
gives you something.
Done. Yeah,
that's peculiar.
yeah.
And then one day I was messing with it because I was like, there's that Turing test
Yeah.
to see if the thing is human or sentient.
Okay.
And every time I do it, the ChatGPT would freeze.
How do you do that?
So I would ask it, "Are you human?
Okay.
Why do you refer to yourself as I?"
Oh.
And then it says because to make it more to make you more comfortable. or
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
So then I'd ask it okay, but then why don't you? Then what about this? What about this? And then every so often it would just freeze on me.
Sure.
So obviously it's
Yeah.
I'm still learning and stuff.
But it's
very scary.
It's
a
scary as fuck.
system. Because you can put almost anything in there.
Yeah.
And it will
Shit.
fix it for you.
No, that's bad. Because I saw also
Those things. It knows a lot of things.
yeah, it's too much. And when you get to the point where it branches out, like it goes into visual, audio,
Yes.
video,
Yes.
it's scary. And
On
then
the other one, you can do all that, because you can't do so much on the free one.
yeah. But they're all using the same engine or something.
Yes,
Yeah. It's scary stuff. And then Google has barred.
Yes. I've
I
never
tried
tried
it.
it yet.
Oh, I tried it. It's
good.
because because Google has got lots of information, lots of data. So it's I don't know. When I speak about it to people, then I think they just look at me funny, like, this guy. But
Yeah, a lot of people, if Gav, the Gav with hair, he was surprised that I even knew about it because I said, yeah, I use it all the time because I have no time to make up my own.
yeah,
things.
it's freaky.
The thing is, it's freaky, and then on top of it, it's very helpful.
Yes.
So it's like, which one do you lean towards?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
at the moment, for me, it's all my posts I make, I use that. Or if I write anything, I will write up this whole thing. Like I'm busy, I want to make these videos, and you have to give a description of stuff.
Yes.
I just write in my English, and then I put it in ChatGPT, and it makes it so neat and editable.
And then you can say,
and
make it shorter,
Yeah.
make it legible,
Yeah.
make it understandable to a 5-year-old, 7-year-old,
yeah,
a
like I type in something
25-year-old.
that's
You're like,
confusing,
what?
and it puts it in
Yeah.
understandable sentences.
It's
and
unbelievable.
It puts in extra, makes this, and
It's
really,
unbelievable.
It works. Like I'll type in, give me a post for my free Muay Thai class on a Saturday. It'll give me a whole description of what clothes you need,
Sure.
the ancient art of Muay Thai.
Sure.
It just obviously it knows things because it's
Yeah.
quite
It's
2021.
it's got a
But
library.
The facts that it comes up with is very it works for me.
Yeah,
Like,
shit.
I use it sometimes instead of Google because you can ask it a question. Sometimes when you're on Google, you have to search for what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You just type in pip, 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 and it will give you the answer
Sure.
to its best of its knowledge.
Oh, I use it as well because I do solar and power backups.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I saw
So
your
yeah.
solar.
So
I
like-
just wanted to ask you about it.
Oh, okay. So I just put something like, give me something that is friendly for someone who works,
Yes.
who wants backup. Then it gives me something, and then I say tone it down. It tones it down,
Yes, yeah.
and then I say give me 30 options of the same thing, 30 versions.
Yes.
Then it's like, then
You
you're
don't
like,
even have
what?
to. You don't even have to like. If you were talking about something, you can just carry on saying say you're asking, what colors are these mats, and then something, and then you can just go back to the color of the mats, and
Yeah.
it will know that you're talking about.
Yeah,
It, which that's is like
very
hectic.
useful.
It's a conversation.
It is.
and
It
you
doesn't
can
forget.
remember- Yeah,
Yeah.
you can remember stuff.
Yeah.
Because I also wanted to ask you about the solar because I'm always interested in like renewable
Oh, yeah.
energy
Yeah,
and also not relying on the not the government but relying on other people to give me stuff.
Yeah. You always want to have your.
Yeah, you want to be sustainable
Yeah.
with your own thing. Like I'm
That's
getting
true.
a guy coming to give me a quote for this area.
Yeah.
Because the something in this building is strange because the owner takes the electricity full amount and then he shares it between everyone. But I don't.
Yours is not power intensive.
Nah, shit.
You have that light.
I got the geyser.
That's
but
it.
The geyser I switch off
Okay.
every like I only switch it on during class.
Okay.
And I switch it off. And I'm also not here in the day.
Mm.
So I'm here in the morning.
Okay.
And I come in at 4 in the evening.
Mm.
And then, obviously I do my thing. But then, again, I don't care who's in the building doing what. But there's people using grinders and soldering.
Yeah, yeah.
And they want to charge me the same amount for
It
everyone.
doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get into some solar now. See, because, I mean, the sun is mad here. It's always
for sure.
It's always up here.
For sure.
And then can cover that, and then I don't have to worry about the owner and his electricity.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll give you like just a rundown of what you need. So because you've got a geyser, you are doing around 2.5 kilowatts for the geyser, and then your lights. These are fluorescent, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So the better option would be to get LED lights.
Yes.
So there's LED lights that they look the same. They're just like tubes, but they're tubes, but they've got LEDs inside. So they'll save you a ton. Those ones will save you a ton. So you want to cut that down before you do the solar. So you take those ones, you put them in, and they're like 22 watts. So let's say 20 watts, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 times 2, that's 16. So that's 16 times 20, which is 160, which is 320. So 320 watts for everything, and it would be way more. And then you've got and then you've got your light there. So from what I see, if you get a 5 kilowatt inverter, it will do everything. It will give you lights, it will give you that. So what happens is if you get your inverter, and then you get batteries, and then you get solar panels. That's all you need. So the first thing would be to get, what other people do is they get the 5 kilowatt inverter, they connect it to the batteries so that they can have backup in case power goes. And then they add the solar panels as they go. So this thing can take like 14 solar panels, which are like 400 to 500 watts each. And you don't need that much, right? So the option would be to get yourself a battery, get the inverter, get it installed somewhere, and then if this is coming from a main board, right?
Yeah, the DV boards.
Down there somewhere. If this gym is on the board, you can separate it out, because sometimes when they wire it, they put the electricity together with the other people, so you can't isolate it. So when you connect it, other people, when they switch it downstairs, they're still using your system. If someone switches there, so you want to isolate it. So if you don't have your own breaker that you can go down there and like switch off, and only you don't have power, everyone else has power. If it's like that, then that's good.
That
But
board downstairs is like a puzzle. I switch the one up top there. It does something here and there. And if I switch the one down there, then it does something there and there. Because
So it's
everyone's basically come in and just done their own
stuff.
nutrition, and then the
That's a mess. That's a mess. So then you just need to find a place for you to put it. You can put it anywhere. You put it like here, so then you put your own small DB. You put it there. Then you wire all your stuff from there. So you take your lights, you just find the feed. There's just one wire that's feeding everything. Take that, put it in there. Take your geyser, put it in there. Then you've got that inverter there, you've got the battery there, and then you just run your wire. So if you want your solar panels on the roof, you would have to put them, normally they're north facing. I don't know which way is north here. So I don't know if it's this way or this way. But then you just line them up there, take your cables inside, and you're done. You'll never worry about power like ever.
That's what these people are coming. It's like, that's what they're coming next week sometime to basically like give a quote for what we need. And I don't know what the system is saying. You like rent to buy.
They're doing that also. Like that's also good.
Is that the business that you have?
Yeah, but for me, like I stepped away from that because you are counting on a lot of things. You're counting on the warranty from the manufacturer, and it gets complicated. But for companies who have like more capital, it's easy for them. That's why they're doing this rent to buy and whatever thing, because their warranties are solid. So if you get it, I can have a look at it and see, because
Yeah.
like if someone quotes, you know, if they know what they're doing. Like if I take my car for brakes, right? A mechanic would be like, no, man, no, that's too much. They just
Yeah.
need to do this, and
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
So if you get it, I can always have,
Yeah, I'll
like a look at you, and then,
ask you.
yeah,
Like my sister always tells me or asks me to take her car in because she'll take her car in
yeah,
and they want to give her 4 new tires, brakes, whole car.
which she doesn't need.
I take the car in, they're like, hey, yeah, you need 2 tires and your brakes are fine.
Exactly.
I'm like, you bastards, eh? So whenever she goes for service, then she asks me to take the
Yeah,
car because
yeah.
they'll try to get you and everything. Because they'll just say anything. Oh, your rotary engine is damaged.
This thing is
and
done.
You got no oil in it.
Yeah.
And they will just
You need to change your oil.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah. So,
it's coming up with nonsense.
yeah. So it's ridiculous. But yeah, there's you don't use anything here. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing here. Just
this
lights
is
and a
nuts.
geezer.
That's like I always make a joke that I wish I could use what you guys do in class as power. Because the skipping, the kicking.
Imagine that.
Give me so much power.
Imagine that.
Do the whole building.
Yeah, that's something to think about. And the punching.
Exactly.
Like if you could put something
if
inside
you-
the bag.
That's what I was gonna say. Some form like kinetic energy in the bag, and you just go. At it.
Yeah.
Oh, the lights are going dim, guys. Kick
But I know
50 kicks each side.
I know somewhere in China that technology is sitting somewhere.
Yeah, for sure.
It should be.
China, like I understand that they have they're less on the moral side. Like, they don't care really. Like look, what, they were jumping in there to Hong Kong. So I like it and I don't like it because they have no like morals in doing genetic testing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or
Yeah.
Cloning people.
No, I heard
I'm sure
that.
there's some clones there.
And they're like going like heavy duty. I was surprised. This was like years ago when they were using that. What do they call it? CRISPR, this gene cutting kind of thing, and they were doing that stuff like years ago.
So supposedly, I was watching this documentary. All the scrap in America, they buy all America's scrap metal to build their infrastructure.
Whoa.
So everything that is being broken down in America is being shipped, and they buy it all in China.
Good.
And they also like very heavy into Africa, like investing and like, they'll give a country a dam.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
when you can't pay, then they own like
Yeah.
part of your country.
They do it at home, like my home. They put like they put like a toll gate.
Yes.
This busy road.
Yes.
You pay nothing, and then they just take a percentage. They
Yeah.
can do that for years. Yeah.
I think one of the biggest dams, I think it's in the Congo. China's actually building for the Congolese government. And again, like the thing is, if you forfeit on your payments, then they own quite a big percentage of it.
Wow.
I was actually in somewhere down in Buffelsfontein.
Yeah.
Somewhere down in lands there, and there was a Chinese family at like a spaza shop, and they were speaking. When I came in, they were chatting to each other, speaking Chinese, and then they were speaking to the customers in full like South African Afrikaans, and I was like,
What?
this is very interesting because when I watched a documentary of like the Chinese moving into Africa,
Yeah.
that's like a very like the guys out in the spaza.
What?
And he's a
These guys were
Chinese
speaking in Afrikaans.
Afrikaans, but not Boer Afrikaans, like more like I don't know what you want to call it, but the slang Afrikaans,
Whoa.
like "Say my bro," like
Yeah,
that
yeah,
type. And
Okay.
I was so impressed because he was speaking fluid
Sure.
with the accent,
Sure.
but then when he speaks, he was probably speaking Cantonese or Mandarin.
Yeah.
And to his family,
Yeah.
which they were all Chinese.
Yeah.
I was just like, yo, even they started in the little
Sure.
towns.
Shit. Wow. That's serious.
Very like. That's why when I watch the documentary of stuff, I'm always interested to see it in real life.
Oh.
So if I go watch a documentary,
Yeah,
I wanna like, like I watch. But this is one of the things Michaela's like tells me to be careful of. Like I want to go to North Korea.
You want to go
I
North Korea?
mustn't do anything silly because they will do stuff to me. I said, look here, I don't want to get into trouble. I just want to go and see.
Just to
the
have a
country.
look.
I just want to go have a look. Like, I'm
Oh
just interested.
shit! That's
I'm
a scary
interested.
place to
I
be.
know. Look at if Dennis Rodman can go there
Yeah.
because they love basketball.
Okay.
The must get his name before I go. I
Uh,
can't go. But the president or the
Yeah.
dictator,
Yeah.
he loves the Chicago Bulls.
Oh.
So when Dennis Rodman was there, he was like the representative
Oh.
to America.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they were partying together, and they were like
Really?
having a lekker time.
They were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this guy's nice. Nice
Because
American. This guy."
He knows Dennis Rodman.
I see.
He's ex-basketball and so on. So he was
Highly
having a
unlikely
good
to have
time.
any ulterior motive. It's just
Yeah,
there for
exactly.
yeah.
But for me also, I don't want to go and like obviously whatever's happening is not always the best.
Yeah.
But I want to go just as a neutral. I just want to go see the country. I'm just really like I want to go to Russia. Michaela's also like she's not coming with me. 'Cause I want to go to Chernobyl. And
Really?
Michaela's like,
Is
I'm
that
not
place
coming with you.
open now, or is it
So
still?
you can tour. They've got this giant cover over
Okay.
the thing,
Ah.
and it's supposed to bring down the nuclear, and they're
Oh,
busy
yeah.
trying to clear it.
Oh yeah.
But you can go in, and there's certain spots you can go. You just can't spend more than a certain amount of time.
Oh.
'Cause otherwise you get.
So the exposure is still there,
Yeah.
but you can't be
Like-
exposed for a,
like
for
a
a
lot,
long time.
yeah.
Oh shit.
So I want to go, but Michaela's like, okay, you do that, and I'll go do this. She doesn't want to go to.
Oh,
I want to
shit.
go to these funny little.
No,
towns.
that's scary. like North Korea. Shit, I'm scared of that guy. Shit. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone with a lot of power and no one to say no to him is,
It's super powerful.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
super powerful.
exactly.
Wow. Like I always think like when I see what's happening there and the people and whatever, I always think of, have you watched this Equilibrium?
Yes.
This movie. I always
Yeah.
think of that. You know, these guys wearing black suits and whatever. You know, there's also something that concerns me. I was thinking about that yesterday, like how everything. You know, when you when you look at Russia, you see the buildings, the architecture, and everything looks. And then there's the Dao architecture sometimes that you find. You know, these weird shapes and it's a building and whatever. Like how it made me think about me as well, like how the beauty of things is coming out of, you know, of whatever you're using. Like
Yeah.
you see your laptop. This shows this is your laptop.
Yeah.
You see it's got, it's you written all over it. You see all of these stickers.
all the stuff.
And then there's a clean look, you know, this clean, boring look.
Yeah.
You know, laptop, no stickers, nothing. Like most of these things that people are doing, it's like if you see it, like there's no emotion on it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't like it. And I saw it yesterday. I don't know where I saw it, but and I was like, no. Like, what is the beauty in this thing? There's nothing. It's
Yeah.
like,
So that's something to look at. Yeah.
yeah, it's just blank, you know. But yeah, I think I would enjoy going to Russia and
Yes.
all
Yeah,
these.
me too.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really want to go and just check it out. I know that a lot of the like apartment blocks back in the Soviet era, there was some law that if you had a certain amount of floors, then you have to have an elevator or a lift.
Okay.
So how they got around it was 5-story buildings up to 5-story doesn't need a lift.
Okay.
That's why a lot of the buildings just look like that square blocks.
I
and
see.
they're all like the same height.
Mm.
And so on and so
Oh,
on.
I
Like,
see.
They all have that like block. Like that's why they probably got the name for Eastern Bloc countries.
Oh.
So there was a certain rule that they can't go certain level that has to have a lift.
Because
So
the
they were like-
expense after
yeah.
that.
So
Like,
they were like, okay, we just will go 5 floors.
they leave it there.
Just work around it. Like that's always fascinating about Russian. Like, no, you can't do this. Okay, we'll just make our own whole thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The Russian space race. Okay, America is supposed to land on the moon, but Russia had all the stuff up until landing on the moon. They had all the firsts.
Yeah, yeah.
First man in space.
Yeah, yeah.
First orbit. First
Yeah,
animal.
yeah.
First satellite. You know, they had all the first successful orbit and landing.
Wow.
And the Americans actually used some of their rockets,
Oh.
the Russian rockets on their space.
Oh, shit.
The Russian rockets is like the amount of thrust that they get. America needs like 30 of their rockets.
Oh,
And
shit.
Russia needs like 5. But
Oh,
Russia's a
shit.
crazy country.
And those things are not cheap.
No.
Oh.
Like I watched this one thing about Russia. They want to make the world's biggest submarine. So they just took 2 of their submarines and they just stuck it together.
Shit.
Russian engineering is something else.
Yeah, and those guys, there's something scary about those guys. Like,
Yeah,
if you go
very
back,
definitely,
if you go back into history, like those guys, they had like the reputation those countries had, right? Like the Soviets and whatever.
Yeah.
Going back, like everyone was scared of them.
Yeah.
Like if you
Yeah,
had,
they-
if you,
when we went to fight in Uzbekistan, so Uzbekistan is a former Soviet
yeah,
Union,
it's one of those stans, lots of them.
and that country is still like Russia. It's still Russian. It's obviously it might not be part of Russia anymore, but it's still, you can see it's a Russian country.
yeah.
Cars, they got those Russian cars like square Lados or something. It's very Russian, and the country is I can't remember what point I was trying to make now, but it just feels like you're still in Russia, which is quite hectic.
But
I'm
how is
scared of
the-
those people?
Yo,
those fighters. You don't
no.
wanna fight those Russians.
No, those guys are not.
Eastern Bloc guys. We were told when we go to World Champs, you better hope you don't fight an Eastern Bloc country
Shit.
because they are savages.
Shit. Yeah, and I mean you can see it. It's not, they don't play. They're different sort of, like you get the like the Americans, right? They're like cheerful kind of. I don't know about the other, obviously Army, deep Army, CIA or
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
Black Ops, wherever, like
I'd say
down
those
there.
guys are. I would say those guys are scary, but the average Russian scary.
That's the thing.
Average American.
That's the
is
thing.
just,
Overweight.
Someone. Or they don't know what the fuck's going on. I was
Exactly.
watching this documentary. It's called An Elephant in the Living Room.
Yeah.
It's about this guy. Like, America is crazy. They've got so many wild animals. Like if they say you're from South Africa, like, oh, do you have a lion in your house?
Yeah.
No, because we know they're dangerous. In America, there's over like 20,000 animals, like lions.
Yeah.
So this guy had a male and a female lion.
Yeah.
They had a litter, and he just has it at his house.
Whoa.
He goes and he touches them.
Oh
and
shit.
He carries them around, and they like, like try to jump him. Like they really have. It's like Tiger King.
Oh yeah.
They have more tigers in captivity than there is in India, supposedly.
What?
That's the statistic that they say.
Shit.
So I'm always amazed at this. I'm like, how you like asking if we have animals here in Africa in our houses. But you idiots literally have an animal like that. You have a lion
Shit.
in your house.
Oh.
You know, like living with
What?
you. So the documentary is just, it's a very old school documentary.
Oh,
But it's
yeah.
just this guy he likes to keep lions.
Bad idea. I would never keep a wild animal.
No snakes. No.
No man.
I have dogs and cats. That's as far.
Yeah.
I had a bird. Like fuck that bird. That's an animal. That thing bites you.
What bird did you have? Was it a parrot though?
Yes, like a blue
But
fronted
parrots-
Amazon.
But parrots are not. Are they violent? Like
So supposedly this type of parrot.
yeah.
So the African grey is the friendlier one.
Okay.
This is a blue fronted Amazon. So it's
Yeah.
got like blue on its head,
Yeah.
green and some red,
Yeah.
and it usually only likes one person.
Oh shit.
So sometimes I would go to it and it would be fine.
Yeah.
And other times it just munched my finger.
What?
And the beak is like.
Yeah. It's
quite-
powerful.
it
It's a
hurts.
powerful beak. Yeah.
And the thing is, you never know because supposedly the beak is like their third hand.
Yeah.
So they got their feet,
Yeah.
but what they do is they grab and then they walk and they grab and they walk. So sometimes I thought it was just gonna grab and climb on me, but it would actually just bite me.
What?
And it just like opened me up.
Oh shit.
It was my partners at the time,
Shit.
but I don't.
How
do-
many years did you live? Would you live with this thing?
So it was there. We were staying together, and it was only like for a few months because she didn't want to look after it anymore. So we gave it to a bird guy, but it was a vicious thing.
It's
If-
like
If those things were dinosaurs before, supposedly,
so they were eating everybody up.
keep
Yeah,
keep
yeah.
the birds.
I remember it's like someone keeping. I have a friend who kept this dog, and then like this other time you get in there, it smells you. somehow you start getting along, right?
Yes.
Then all of a sudden you carry something,
Yes.
it doesn't recognize you,
Yeah.
and it's barking all the time. It's barking, and then you put something down, and then you're friends, and then you come back the next time, it's like bark. Then I said, "What's wrong with this thing?" And then he said, he's not. I mean, he's good with straight. You know, when people are defending their dog, and they're like, he does this when this is happening, and they're like, okay. Then he said, no, this dog was in I think it went through some trauma, and I was like, why are you keeping a dog in trauma? It was the owner was very abusive, this and that, and I was like, oh shit. And there's children around.
The dogs don't change their personality.
Yeah, like, are you gonna? Does it go through therapy or what? Like, what? Why?
I think I've always seen that dogs can be like crazy, but it always goes back to like what the owner was doing with the dog.
Yeah.
How they let the dog do certain things.
Yes.
So on and so on.
Yeah.
But some dogs just they just crazy. I was bitten by a dog, like got out, and it just munched my back of my leg. Yeah.
Shit.
And
Did it bark? Some don't bark.
so he was barking.
Yeah.
And he was around. And he was coming close, and I was looking, but I was like, I was going somewhere, so I kind of just shooed the dog away.
Yeah.
And then there was his friend, took my attention. I was watching him, and then he snuck up behind me and bit me on the back of my leg.
Shit.
And I was like,
You must have been annoyed as fuck, right?
Well, I was, because I have a huge scar at the back of my leg. 'cause
Shit.
He broke skin. I had
Oh.
to get a tetanus injection.
Oh shit.
And so he bit me, and then he bit me again, and then I had a motorbike, and I basically like kicked the motorbike towards it,
Shit.
and so I could get away.
Shit.
And then it got into my bag, and like ripped my bag apart.
Ah man.
And then I went to speak to the owner. I said, "Yo, your dog got out and bit me."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, damn it, that's why I moved here. It already bit 3 people." I'm like,
Why are you
"Yeah,
keeping Why are you keeping
I
it?
love dogs, but that's dangerous, because
Yeah.
a small child would have been munched."
That's the thing.
Like and that dog wasn't playing with me.
It's
like
dangerous.
Went for me.
Oh shit. It's
I know.
dangerous.
I think we get into the end of our recording here, because I don't know. This thing only records for like a certain amount of time.
Oh, is it? Okay.
But what I want to say is, if there's anything you want to like throw out that you're busy with or doing, you want to talk about before we end off.
Yeah, man. There's a lot happening. Like I do like a lot of things. Like I never get to like finishing them most of the time, but I just try to be as active as I can be.
That's good.
Yeah, but in the meantime, I've been consistent with training. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I've seen
that's been good. I've been trying to like put in as much as I can.
Yeah. Are you trying to like just learn more, or change your body, or drop more weight, or like is there a certain outcome for it?
For me, it's I want to go through it without feeling it.
Okay,
So
okay.
I want I know. I mean, I get tired, right? But then I don't want to feel like I'm dying.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know that will translate into better shape
Yeah,
for
for
me.
sure.
So if I can get through it without dying, then I'm without getting hot or whatever. If I'm sweating, then it's fine.
Oh, that's
Because
good,
I've
yeah.
done it before. Like
Part of it.
like when I started right? I felt like dying for the first maybe 1 month, 2 months, right? But then I
that's
picked
normal,
up,
yeah.
and then I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm good. I went through training. I'm still good. Okay, that's good. So if I can pass that stage, then that's fine. And also, I mean, if I can survive 3 rounds,
Yes.
right, with someone who's good, if I can survive it without, being,
dying there.
without being killed or something, then I know I'm good, because I would have wanted to train to fight.
Yes.
Because, I mean, there's something you get out of fighting that you can't get from just training.
Yeah, no, for sure.
I would have wanted to fight at least once or twice, or, I mean, I'm not going to grow old without fighting.
Yeah.
That's not
Well,
what I want.
You still can. Like this, you at the like Olympics or World Champs, you can have to be 35 or younger. But for a fight, like at these local promotions, you can be any age. And
Yeah.
If you really are interested, I always tell the guys like, even if you just want to do one, you're welcome to jump in. You train, you do an
Yeah,
actual
yeah,
training. We get
yeah.
you a fight, to get you in shape and in weight, and then you do it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
obviously the consistency is very important, and then the better you get. Like I get tired when I train with the guys, but I have ways to mask it, and I have ways to basically things that I can do to make you guys more tired than I am. That's what I do to you guys mostly. I'll like irritate you, or I'll parry, or I'll lock you up, but I'll work certain things. So obviously that is very important.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and obviously the training it will change your body,
Yeah.
but it takes a long time.
Yeah.
That's what people sometimes like don't get, that
Yeah.
it does take a long time.
Yeah, I also have that problem because my my body doesn't change. Like I can go through all of this and then still look like, what am I like? There's nothing happening.
Do you eat a lot of bread and a lot of pastas?
Yeah.
See, so look, I'm not like the people that are vegan tell everyone they're vegan, but
Yeah.
I was listening to this Joe Rogan thing, and he was talking he was talking about this bread thing, and then he had the specialist on, and basically the bread from like 200 years ago was fine.
Okay.
It would go off in 2 days. That's fine. The bread now lasts too long. It's got something in it that your body can't break down. So what's happening is
Yeah, because that
it's
stuff
like
can last on the
inflammation.
shelf like 1 week and it's still
Exactly.
what?
So whenever bread lasts more than 3 days, they say you shouldn't be eating it. So what Michaela and I did, because Michaela eats whatever I eat whatever she eats. So
yeah.
if we both have to change, like you said with your
Yeah, yeah,
partner.
yeah.
So what I just did is I cut out. I don't eat bread anymore, and I don't eat pasta.
Okay.
And what I've noticed is, the main thing I've noticed is I broke my leg in a motorbike accident, and I fucked my knee up.
Oh,
and
sure.
I tell you, every day my knee used to hurt.
Oh.
Ever since I stopped eating bread and pasta, because it causes inflammation,
Oh.
supposedly.
Yeah.
So Kayla and my face have like just slimmed down more.
Yeah, yeah.
My knee, it's not been sore for
Yeah, because
months,
you're
months,
lean.
months.
You're
Yeah.
lean, yeah.
And I used to have like I would have a shape in my stomach, but just the bottom would look like kind of like a bloat or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And Michaela the same. We stopped eating bread and pasta. Now we eat, instead of the bread, every time we would eat bread and pasta, we add the rice into it.
Okay.
Or vegetables.
Okay.
Or like meat and chicken, all that, do your thing, eggs. But we just cut out bread completely and pasta. But if we are like, and we like, oh, there's a nice sandwich or pasta, we'll eat it. But
But it's
don't
not like
buy
every
it
day
for
now.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even if
Because when you keep it, you have to eat
exactly.
it. Yeah.
So I don't buy
Yeah,
it,
that's
and I don't eat
something
it.
else, yeah.
And I found that was just, if I have to say anything to anyone about eating, because I eat whatever, I never have a diet.
Okay.
But I just cut that 2 things out. And the thing is, rice is not like wheat; it's a grain, so it's natural, so it's grow nicely.
Yeah, yeah.
I usually just eat more rice now, and like if you have like we'll have like I say a bolognese.
Yeah.
Instead of the pasta, we just have rice with the mince.
I see.
Or if we have like a chicken a la king, we just have the chicken and the sauce without the pasta. We have
I
rice.
hear what you're saying. Because
That made a huge difference for us. You know.
because like when I started here, right, my body was going well,
Yes.
and then for some reason we were like back at home. I think it was like 3-4 months ago. We started reincorporating. You know when you when you forget why you stopped eating something,
Yeah,
and then you're like, oh shit, this is food. And
Exactly,
then now
yes.
we're doing pasta, and then
Yes.
and I think you're right. You're right. Because we have a lot of pasta in the house. We have food. Buy a lot, like I ate bread now.
Yeah.
So I think I
just
need
eat
to
bread,
take that out.
I would eat bread, like I would have my normal, but then if I was hungry, like as a snack, I would have
Just
bread.
grab it, yeah.
So now I just don't do that, and when I have a snack type of thing, I'll
Yeah.
have like chicken or meat, or like the rice. I'll do rice and eggs together, you know, and so on. But we stay away from the bread. And
Yeah,
it's
for
really,
sure.
it's just for my knee not paining. It's
That's
been
good
amazing.
enough, yeah.
But I have noticed like your stomach is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
From, like, but it does.
It was better than
Yeah.
like when I came here the first time, like 6 months. It was good.
Yes.
Everything was good. I don't know what went wrong. I think now I have an idea because we took bread back in,
Yeah,
and I
that
think
will make
that's
a thing, yeah.
that's the
You
problem.
see, like also when you like most people aren't like, especially on their faces aren't like fat. It's inflammation.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is it sounds mad, but
Yeah.
I've done it myself, and it.
Yeah, and you can get inflamed, like the whole body can get inflamed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So obviously, but you got a like I got an ectomorph body type.
Okay.
Which is that long, skinny, like my brother and so
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
You are like one of my ex-students.
Okay.
It's a metomorph or mesomorph.
Okay.
Which is basically like a block shape is how they describe
Okay.
it. So you eat any bread or pasta, and like that you put on weight.
I see.
If I eat it, it's not as bad. I don't get
Yeah,
too big, but I
yeah.
don't get small. I just stay the same.
Yeah, yeah.
So for your body type, it's like a lot of cardio, which the Muay Thai is,
Yeah.
and then cutting out like the pastas and the.
Oh, I see.
So it's not so easy in the beginning because you got all of it in your house.
Yeah, yeah.
But as soon as you start to put something else in its
Yeah,
place,
yeah.
it really does
Yeah,
do
yeah.
something. So if suggest anything to anyone for helping them with their just their diet, just cutting out bread and pasta.
Yeah, I'm gonna
is
do
amazing.
it.
Like take the pasta, right? And say you have a pasta dish.
Yeah, yeah.
Just take the rice of having the pasta.
substitute
then
that.
put it together, and that shit has worked for Michaela and I. Like so
Yeah,
much.
because like the way I'm eating bread now, something's.
Yeah.
I have to, and it's so tempting because it's so
nice though.
easy.
Yeah,
like
easy,
you just
easy.
go in there, take it out
Yeah.
of the net. Yeah, 2 minutes you're eating.
And
So
exactly. So that's what I just do. I've trained now to. I have the rice already made. You just pop it in the fridge, and I
yeah.
put lentils in it.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
It's
yeah.
got a lot of protein.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then I'll do like scrambled eggs and throw rice in. Especially if it's for breakfast. Because
And
I'm fine with eating the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I change it up, but if I like in the week and I know exactly, okay, I can just make that, boom, eat, and I'm good. Because I get hungry and I eat anything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But the thing is, the thing is now is when my wife is here, like sometimes she just goes back home and whatever, and comes back maybe after 3 months. So when she comes back, I'm thin as fuck, right? Because what I do is I buy mung beans and black beans.
Yeah,
I boil them,
good.
put them in the fridge.
Yes.
Then I buy some chicken pieces and I boil them. Like I don't cook at all. I just take the beans out, take the boiled meat with salt. When I'm hungry, eat that stuff. I'm done.
That's all you need then.
Yeah, but
Those
then
beans are good,
yeah,
good
but then
proteins.
if my wife is there, then I don't want to be too boring with the food.
yeah.
So then I buy a lot of things so she can mix them
Michaela
up.
also, she's like, I don't feel like eating this. And for me, literally, I'll be like, I eat this every day.
Exactly,
But-
exactly.
So Michaela, not that it's her that she wants to change, but she
Yeah.
also, we don't do the pasta stuff, but some days she'll just be like, I don't want to eat this.
That's the thing.
And
yeah,
it's like, what do
see.
you do? You
Yeah,
gotta- you
it
gotta
has
change
to
it
be
up a
mix
bit.
it up. Yeah, you have to mix it. You have to mix it up. So
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta change it up.
Yeah, but I think from like what you were asking, if I can get my shape good, yeah, I think I'll do 1 or 2 or 3 fights.
You know what the thing
Yeah.
is, like, I always find is, it's the same as, like, you never know what's going to happen when you're so tired. You're going to find the energy, right? When you put your name down for something, then the motivation comes.
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah.
then the discipline comes.
Yeah,
like, as you said with Lakaya, he's changed now.
Yeah.
He was training in the normal classes. He was okay. When he came to fighters, changed. Like, mentality
Yeah, yeah,
changed.
yeah, it's different.
Now he's, like, goes for the kill more and
Yeah,
he's really
yeah.
putting in the
Yeah,
work.
yeah.
So it's more like you got to throw yourself in the deep end already and then learn how to swim. Yeah, it sounds mad.
Yeah, yeah, I
That's
get
what
it.
is. So
I get it.
when you're interested, all you need to do is come to the, basically
Sign up for fighters.
sign up for the a fight and say you want to fight. Because that's all I really need. I tell Lakaya and I tell Robin the same thing. Don't give me anything else. Just say you want to fight. I'll do all the rest of the work because the work you're going to have to put in is going to be double what you're doing now.
Yeah.
So already your body's going to change.
Yeah.
And then 2, because you're doing this hard work, your mentality is going to change.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm not going to eat that, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, and so
Yeah.
on and so on.
Okay,
So,
I get it.
It's
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
you can work on.
Yeah, yeah. Jumping in the deep end.
Yeah, man, jump in the deep end.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll close this off, guys.
Okay, cool.
Thank you for listening, and thanks, Sheldon, for
No
popping
problem.
in. We can do
Enjoyed
it
it.
again whenever you like. And yeah, this is our first guest, so I'm super excited. Got this new program that I was messing around with. So I'm glad I sat hours for last night. I'm like, why is I don't know how to work this.
Ah, shit.
Then so watch some YouTube videos and so on and so on.
Awesome.
Okay, guys, have a good one. We are off. Cheers.